Beneath the desert sands, something ancient stirs. Forgotten, silent, watching. This is Caral, a city lost to time, older than the pyramids, older than myth. For thousands of years, its secrets slept in the Peruvian desert, untouched and unknown. When archaeologists uncovered its vast pyramids and sprawling plazas, history itself shifted. Caral rewrote the story of civilization. Its people built without war, thriving on music, trade, and mysterious rituals. They shaped the land, raised monuments, and vanished long before Rome or Greece ever dreamed of empire. How did such brilliance bloom in isolation? What wisdom have we lost to the sands? Caral's ruins whisper of a past more complex and more mysterious than we ever imagined. Even now, the city refuses to give up all its secrets, daring us to wonder what else lies buried beneath the silence of history. Caral is an ancient city that stands as a testament to one of the earliest known civilizations in the Americas. Located in the Supe Valley of Peru, about 120 miles north of Lima, this remarkable archaeological site offers a glimpse into the foundations of complex society in the region. Dating back to approximately 2600 BCE, Caral flourished for nearly a millennium, making it contemporaneous with other early civilizations like those in Egypt and Mesopotamia. The city spans an area of over 150 acres and features an intricate design with monumental architecture, including 6 large pyramids, sunken circular plazas, and residential areas. What sets Caral apart is its peaceful nature. Unlike many ancient sites, archaeologists have found no evidence of warfare or defensive structures. Instead, the city seems to have thrived on trade and agriculture, with a particular focus on cotton cultivation and fishing. The discovery and excavation of Caral have revolutionized our understanding of early American civilizations. It challenges previous assumptions about the development of complex societies in the region and highlights the sophisticated engineering and astronomical knowledge possessed by its inhabitants over 4,000 years ago. The ancient city of Caral was first brought to the attention of modern archaeologists in 1994. Peruvian archaeologist Ruth Shady Solis led the initial investigations into the site, located in the Supe Valley of Peru. However, the true significance of Caral was not fully realized until further excavations and studies were conducted in the late 1990s and early 2000s. These extensive archaeological efforts revealed that Caral was far older and more complex than initially thought. Carbon dating of organic material found at the site showed that Caral flourished between 2600 and 2000 BCE, making it one of the oldest urban centers in the Americas. The discovery of Caral challenged previous assumptions about the development of civilization in the New World. It provided evidence of a sophisticated society existing in South America at the same time as the early Egyptian pyramids were being built. This finding reshaped our understanding of how and when complex societies emerged in different parts of the globe. The Caral civilization, also known as the Norte Chico civilization, is one of the oldest known complex societies in the Americas. Archaeological evidence dates this remarkable culture back to approximately 5,000 years ago, flourishing around 3000 to 1800 BCE. Located in what is now modern-day Peru, Caral predates the more famous Inca Empire by several millennia. This ancient society developed in the Supe Valley, constructing impressive pyramid structures and circular plazas that still stand today as testament to their advanced architectural skills. What makes Caral particularly intriguing is its age relative to other civilizations worldwide. It emerged during the same era as early Egyptian, Mesopotamian, and Indus Valley civilizations, challenging our understanding of how and when complex societies developed in different parts of the world. Despite its antiquity, Caral shows evidence of sophisticated urban planning, irrigation systems, and a complex social structure. This suggests that the foundations of civilization in the Americas were laid much earlier than previously thought, reshaping our view of human cultural evolution in the Western Hemisphere. Caral, an ancient city located in Peru, holds a special place in the history of the Americas. This remarkable site is often called the cradle of civilization in the Western Hemisphere due to its extraordinary age and complexity. Discovered in 1994, Caral dates back approximately 5,000 years, making it one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas. What sets Caral apart is not just its age, but the level of sophistication it displays. The city boasts an intricate design with large pyramids, circular plazas, and complex irrigation systems. This advanced urban planning suggests a well-organized society with a deep understanding of architecture and engineering. These features are particularly impressive considering they were developed millennia before other known civilizations in the region. Archaeologists have found no evidence of warfare or defensive structures in Caral, indicating a peaceful society that focused on trade and cultural development. This challenges our understanding of how early civilizations formed and thrived. The absence of ceramics at the site also provides valuable insights into the development of technology in ancient societies. The influence of Caral extended far beyond its immediate surroundings. Its architectural style and societal structure appear to have inspired later Andean civilizations, suggesting that Caral played a crucial role in shaping the cultural landscape of ancient South America. This far-reaching impact cements Caral's status as a true cradle of civilization, fostering the growth and spread of urban living and complex social structures throughout the Americas. Caral stands out as a remarkable ancient civilization for several reasons. Located in Peru, this urban center flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago, making it one of the oldest known cities in the Americas. What sets Caral apart is its sophisticated level of organization and development at such an early stage in human history. Unlike many other ancient societies, Caral shows no evidence of warfare or defensive structures. Instead, the city's layout and artifacts suggest a peaceful, trade-based economy. The absence of weapons or battlements indicates that Caral's inhabitants focused on commerce and cultural pursuits rather than military conquest. Another unique aspect of Caral is its advanced architectural knowledge. The city boasts large pyramids, circular plazas, and intricate irrigation systems, all constructed without the use of ceramics or metal tools. This level of engineering prowess, achieved with limited technology, showcases the ingenuity of Caral's ancient builders. Perhaps most intriguing is Caral's musical legacy. Archaeologists have discovered flutes made from condor and pelican bones, as well as evidence of communal music performances. This emphasis on artistic expression provides a rare glimpse into the cultural life of one of humanity's earliest urban societies, setting Caral apart as a truly unique ancient civilization. Caral, an ancient city located in Peru, stands as a testament to one of the oldest known civilizations in the Americas. Dating back approximately 5,000 years, Caral flourished around 3000 BCE, making it a contemporary of the early Egyptian dynasties and the first cities of Mesopotamia. This remarkable age places Caral in a unique position when compared to other well-known ancient civilizations. It predates the Olmecs of Mesoamerica by nearly 2,000 years and emerged over 2 millennia before the rise of the Mayan civilization. In South America, Caral existed long before the Inca Empire, which would not come to power until almost 4,000 years later. When we look at the Old World, Caral was roughly contemporary with the construction of Stonehenge in England and the early stages of the Indus Valley civilization in South Asia. However, it is important to note that Caral developed independently, without influence from these other ancient societies, making its achievements even more remarkable. The discovery of Caral has revolutionized our understanding of early civilizations in the Americas. Its sophisticated architecture, complex social structure, and evidence of long-distance trade networks challenge previous assumptions about the development of societies in the New World, showcasing a level of advancement previously unexpected for its time and location. Caral's location in the Supe Valley of Peru holds immense archaeological and historical importance. Situated about 120 miles north of Lima, this ancient city flourished in a strategic position that allowed its inhabitants to harness resources from both the Pacific Ocean and the surrounding fertile valley. The Supe Valley provided ideal conditions for agriculture, with rich soil and a reliable water supply from the Supe River. This enabled the people of Caral to develop advanced farming techniques, cultivating crops such as cotton, squash, and beans. The proximity to the ocean also allowed for fishing and trade, creating a diverse and stable food supply that supported a large population. Caral's position at the confluence of coastal and inland resources facilitated the development of a complex society. The city became a center of trade, connecting coastal fishing communities with agricultural settlements in the highlands. This strategic location fostered economic growth and cultural exchange, contributing to Caral's rise as one of the earliest urban centers in the Americas. The unique geography of the Supe Valley also played a crucial role in preserving Caral for millennia. The arid climate and isolation from later civilizations helped protect the site from destruction and looting, allowing modern archaeologists to study this ancient city in remarkable detail and gain invaluable insights into the origins of civilization in the Americas. Ruth Shady Solis, a Peruvian archaeologist and anthropologist, was the driving force behind the discovery and excavation of Caral. Her groundbreaking work began in 1994 when she first visited the site in the Supe Valley of Peru. Shady and her team conducted extensive research and excavations, gradually revealing the true significance of this ancient city. Caral, now recognized as the oldest known urban center in the Americas, dates back approximately 5,000 years. This makes it contemporaneous with early Egyptian pyramids and the first cities of Mesopotamia. Shady's meticulous work has revolutionized our understanding of early civilizations in the Western Hemisphere. The importance of Shady's discovery cannot be overstated. Caral provides evidence of a complex, well-organized society that existed more than a millennium earlier than previously thought in the region. Her findings have challenged long-held assumptions about the development of civilization in the Americas and have shed new light on the origins of Andean culture. Ruth Shady Solis continues to lead research at Caral, working tirelessly to uncover more secrets of this ancient city and to protect it for future generations. Her dedication to the site and her contributions to archaeology have earned her numerous accolades and cemented her place as a pioneering figure in the field of South American archaeology. Archaeologists encountered several significant challenges when excavating the ancient city of Caral in Peru. The site's extreme age, dating back approximately 5,000 years, meant that many structures and artifacts had deteriorated extensively over time. This required meticulous and time-consuming excavation techniques to preserve what remained. The remote location of Caral, situated in the Supe Valley about 200 kilometers north of Lima, posed logistical difficulties. Researchers had to transport equipment and supplies across rugged terrain, and the harsh desert climate made working conditions arduous. Extreme temperature fluctuations and strong winds threatened to damage exposed artifacts and structures. Another major hurdle was the lack of written records or pottery, which archaeologists typically rely on for dating and understanding ancient cultures. Caral predates ceramic use in the region, forcing researchers to develop alternative methods for analysis and interpretation. They turned to radiocarbon dating of organic materials like cotton and reeds to establish the city's age accurately. Funding and resource allocation also presented ongoing challenges. The scale of the Caral site, covering over 60 hectares, required substantial investment in both time and money. Archaeologists had to carefully prioritize which areas to excavate, balancing the need for comprehensive research with available resources and the urgency of protecting the site from erosion and looting. The initial excavation of Caral, an ancient city located in the Supe Valley of Peru, began in 1994 under the direction of Peruvian archaeologist Ruth Shady Solis. This first phase of excavation lasted for approximately 4 years, concluding in 1998. During this period, Shady and her team uncovered the true extent and significance of the site, which had previously been mistaken for a much younger settlement. The excavation process was painstaking and methodical, as the team carefully unearthed the remnants of pyramids, plazas, and residential areas that had been buried beneath layers of sand and debris for thousands of years. As they dug deeper, they began to realize the immense historical importance of their discovery. The city of Caral was revealed to be much older and more complex than initially thought, dating back to around 2600 BCE. This initial excavation period was crucial in establishing Caral as one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas. It laid the groundwork for subsequent research and excavations that have continued to this day, providing valuable insights into the development of early civilizations in South America. Archaeologists have employed a range of cutting-edge technologies to uncover the secrets of Caral, the ancient city in Peru that flourished over 5,000 years ago. Ground-penetrating radar has been instrumental in mapping the underground structures of the site without disturbing the delicate remains. This non-invasive technique has revealed hidden rooms, passageways, and buried artifacts that were previously unknown. Radiocarbon dating has been crucial in establishing the timeline of Caral's occupation and development. By analyzing organic materials found at the site, scientists have determined that Caral was inhabited from approximately 3000 to 1800 before the Common Era, making it one of the oldest urban centers in the Americas. Three-dimensional laser scanning technology has been used to create highly detailed digital models of Caral's pyramids, plazas, and other structures. These models allow researchers to study the city's architecture and layout with unprecedented precision, and also aid in conservation efforts by providing a baseline for monitoring erosion and structural changes over time. Satellite imagery and aerial photography have provided valuable insights into Caral's relationship with its surrounding landscape. These technologies have helped archaeologists identify agricultural fields, irrigation systems, and potential trade routes, shedding light on how the ancient inhabitants of Caral interacted with their environment and neighboring settlements. Carbon dating has revolutionized our understanding of Caral's age, revealing it to be one of the oldest urban centers in the Americas. This ancient city, located in present-day Peru, was once thought to be relatively young in archaeological terms. However, the application of radiocarbon dating techniques has pushed its origins back to around 4,600 years ago. The process involves measuring the decay of carbon-14 isotopes in organic materials found at the site, such as textile fragments, reed baskets, and wooden tools. These items, preserved in the dry desert climate, provide a treasure trove of datable material. By analyzing these artifacts, scientists have determined that Caral flourished as a complex society between 2,600 and 2,000 years before the Common Era. This discovery has profound implications for our understanding of early civilizations in the Americas. It places Caral as a contemporary of ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, challenging previous notions about the development of complex societies in the New World. The carbon dating results suggest that urban life, social stratification, and monumental architecture emerged in South America much earlier than previously believed. The precision of carbon dating has allowed archaeologists to create a detailed chronology of Caral's development, from its early stages to its eventual abandonment. This timeline helps researchers understand the city's growth, its interactions with other cultures, and the environmental factors that may have influenced its rise and fall. The technique continues to refine our knowledge of Caral, shedding light on one of humanity's earliest urban experiments. The excavation process yielded several surprising findings that challenged our understanding of ancient civilizations. Archaeologists unearthed a complex network of underground tunnels, far more extensive and sophisticated than initially anticipated. These tunnels, stretching for several kilometers, appeared to connect various important structures within the city, suggesting a level of urban planning previously unknown for that era. Another startling discovery was a cache of remarkably well-preserved organic materials, including textiles, wooden artifacts, and even food remnants. The exceptional preservation was attributed to unique environmental conditions within sealed chambers, providing unprecedented insights into the daily lives of the ancient inhabitants. These findings have allowed researchers to reconstruct diets, clothing styles, and technological capabilities with extraordinary detail. Perhaps the most intriguing find was a series of stone tablets inscribed with an unknown script. This writing system bears no resemblance to any known ancient language, hinting at the possibility of a previously undocumented civilization or a much earlier development of written communication than experts had thought possible. Efforts to decipher this script are ongoing and could potentially rewrite our understanding of the evolution of human language and culture. The excavation also revealed evidence of advanced metallurgy, with the discovery of alloys and metalworking techniques that were thought to have been developed much later in history. This finding suggests that the ancient civilization possessed technological knowledge far beyond what was previously attributed to their time period, prompting a re-evaluation of the timeline of human technological advancement. The perception of Caral has undergone a dramatic transformation since its initial discovery. When first uncovered in 1994, archaeologists believed Caral to be a relatively small and unremarkable site. However, extensive excavations and research have revealed it to be one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. Caral is now recognized as the oldest known city in the Americas, dating back approximately 5,000 years. This revelation has completely altered our understanding of early civilizations in the New World. Initially thought to be a late development, complex societies in the Americas are now known to have emerged much earlier than previously believed. The site has also changed our perception of early urban planning and social organization. Caral's sophisticated architecture, including pyramids, plazas, and intricate irrigation systems, demonstrates a level of complexity that was unexpected for its time. This has led to a re-evaluation of the capabilities and advancements of ancient Andean cultures. Furthermore, the discovery of musical instruments and evidence of trade at Caral has expanded our view of the cultural and economic aspects of early American societies. The absence of weapons or signs of warfare has also challenged previous assumptions about the inherently violent nature of early civilizations, suggesting that Caral may have been a peaceful society focused on commerce and cultural development. The Caral archaeological site, located in the Supe Valley of Peru, covers an impressive area of approximately 66 hectares. This ancient urban center, dating back to around 2600 BCE, is one of the oldest known cities in the Americas. The expansive site includes various architectural structures, from residential buildings to large public spaces and ceremonial platforms. Within this area, archaeologists have uncovered 6 major pyramids, sunken circular plazas, and numerous smaller structures. The largest pyramid, known as the Pyramid of the Amphitheater, stands at a height of 18 meters and covers an area roughly the size of 4 football fields. This vast complex showcases the advanced urban planning and architectural skills of the ancient Caral civilization. The size of the Caral site is particularly noteworthy when considering its age. At a time when most of the world's population lived in small, scattered settlements, Caral was a thriving urban center. Its extensive area indicates a significant population and a complex social structure capable of organizing large-scale construction projects. Archaeologists have identified 6 major architectural complexes within the ancient city of Caral. These monumental structures, built over 4,000 years ago, stand as testament to the advanced engineering and organizational skills of the Norte Chico civilization. Each complex consists of a large platform mound with an integrated sunken circular plaza. The largest of these pyramids reaches a height of 60 feet and covers an area as large as 4 football fields. Surrounding these main complexes, researchers have also discovered various smaller structures, including residential areas, storage facilities, and what appear to be ceremonial spaces. The layout of Caral suggests a highly organized society with a complex social hierarchy and specialized labor force. This early urban center provides crucial insights into the development of civilization in the Americas, challenging previous assumptions about the timeline and nature of societal advancement in the region. The ancient city of Caral, located in Peru, was constructed using a variety of locally sourced materials. Stone played a crucial role in the building process, with large blocks quarried from nearby areas and used to create the foundations and walls of many structures. These stone blocks were often stacked and fitted tightly together without mortar, showcasing the impressive engineering skills of the Caral civilization. Adobe bricks, made from a mixture of mud and straw, were another key component in Caral's construction. These sun-dried bricks were used extensively to build walls and create the distinctive pyramid-like structures that dominate the city's landscape. The use of adobe allowed for relatively quick construction and provided good insulation against the coastal desert climate. Reeds and other plant materials were also utilized in Caral's architecture. These organic materials were often used for roofing and to create internal partitions within buildings. The abundance of reeds in the nearby Soup River Valley made them a readily available and practical choice for construction. Wooden beams and poles were employed to support roofs and create doorways. Although wood was less abundant in the arid coastal region, the Caral people managed to source enough timber to incorporate it into their architectural designs, demonstrating their resourcefulness and trade connections with other areas. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, achieved remarkable architectural feats without the use of wheels or metal tools. Their ingenuity and resourcefulness allowed them to construct massive pyramids, plazas, and residential complexes using locally available materials and innovative techniques. Caral's builders relied heavily on adobe bricks made from mud and straw. These bricks were shaped by hand and dried in the sun, creating sturdy building blocks for their structures. To transport these materials, they likely used a combination of human labor and simple wooden rollers or sleds. The impressive stability of Caral's structures can be attributed to their use of shikra bags. These were large nets woven from plant fibers and filled with stones. The bags were stacked to form the cores of buildings, providing a flexible yet strong foundation that could withstand earthquakes. This technique demonstrates the sophisticated engineering knowledge of Caral's inhabitants. For precision in construction, Caral's builders used simple but effective tools made from stone, wood, and animal bones. They employed plumb bobs, stones suspended on strings, to ensure walls were perfectly vertical. Wooden poles likely served as levers and ramps to move heavy materials. These methods, combined with a deep understanding of geometry and astronomy, enabled the people of Caral to create enduring monuments that continue to astound us today. Caral, an ancient city located in Peru, showcases remarkable evidence of sophisticated urban planning dating back over 5,000 years. Archaeologists have uncovered a complex layout that demonstrates the advanced organizational skills of its inhabitants. The city features carefully arranged pyramids, plazas, and residential areas, all interconnected by a network of streets and walkways. One of the most striking aspects of Caral's urban design is its circular sunken plazas. These large public spaces were likely used for gatherings and ceremonies, indicating a well-developed social structure. Surrounding these plazas, researchers have identified distinct zones for different activities, including areas for food production, craft manufacturing, and religious rituals. The presence of 6 large pyramid structures further emphasizes the city's planned nature. These pyramids, arranged in a roughly circular pattern, suggest a deliberate design that may have had astronomical or religious significance. The largest of these structures, the Great Pyramid, stands as tall as a 7-story building and covers an area larger than 4 football fields. Caral's sophisticated irrigation systems and agricultural terraces provide additional evidence of urban planning. These features demonstrate the inhabitants' ability to manage water resources and maximize food production in a challenging desert environment. The city's layout also includes designated residential areas for different social classes, hinting at a complex societal structure that influenced its urban design. Caral's layout stands out as a remarkable example of early urban planning, differing significantly from many other ancient cities. Unlike the organic growth patterns seen in many early settlements, Caral exhibits a sophisticated and deliberate design. The city is organized around a central public area, with distinct zones for religious, administrative, and residential purposes. One of the most striking features of Caral is its collection of monumental structures. The city boasts 6 large platform mounds arranged in a rough circle around a central plaza. This arrangement is unusual for its time and region, showcasing a level of architectural complexity typically associated with much later civilizations. The largest of these mounds, the Pyramide Mare, rises to an impressive height and dominates the cityscape. Caral's designers also incorporated an advanced understanding of astronomy and geography into the city's layout. The orientation of certain structures aligns with celestial events, suggesting a sophisticated knowledge of the night sky. Additionally, the city's placement takes advantage of natural defensive features while also providing access to vital resources, demonstrating a keen awareness of the surrounding landscape. Unlike many ancient cities that grew haphazardly over time, Caral appears to have been planned and constructed as a cohesive whole. This level of urban planning is exceptionally rare for a city of its age, predating many other well-known ancient urban centers by thousands of years. The careful organization of space in Caral provides valuable insights into the social structure and priorities of its inhabitants, setting it apart as a unique and important site in the study of early urbanization. The large plazas discovered in the ancient city of Caral served multiple important functions in the society that flourished there over 4,000 years ago. These expansive open spaces were central to the city's layout and played a crucial role in community life. Primarily, the plazas acted as gathering places for the inhabitants of Caral, providing a venue for large public assemblies and ceremonies. Archaeological evidence suggests these areas were used for religious rituals and social events that brought the community together. The size of the plazas indicates they could accommodate substantial crowds, highlighting their significance in fostering social cohesion. Additionally, these plazas likely served as marketplaces where trade and economic activities took place. Caral was a complex society with a diverse economy, and these open areas would have provided an ideal setting for the exchange of goods and services. The plazas might have also functioned as spaces for political gatherings, where leaders could address the populace or make important announcements. Interestingly, some researchers propose that the plazas in Caral may have had astronomical alignments, potentially used for observing celestial events or as part of a larger cosmic worldview. This multifaceted use of space demonstrates the sophisticated urban planning and social organization of the Caral civilization, showcasing how these ancient people integrated various aspects of their lives into the city's architecture. The Great Pyramid of Caral, located in Peru, stands as a testament to ancient engineering and architectural prowess. This impressive structure reaches a height of approximately 66 feet or 20 meters. While not as towering as some of its more famous counterparts in Egypt, the pyramid at Caral is remarkable for its age and historical significance. Built around 4,600 years ago, this stepped pyramid forms part of the larger Caral complex, which is considered one of the oldest known urban settlements in the Americas. The pyramid itself consists of a series of platforms, each smaller than the one below, creating a terraced appearance that was common in many ancient American cultures. The construction of such a substantial structure required advanced planning and organization, suggesting a complex society existed in this region far earlier than previously thought. The height of the Great Pyramid of Caral, though modest by some standards, represents a significant feat for its time, especially considering the limited tools and technologies available to its builders. This ancient wonder continues to intrigue archaeologists and historians, offering valuable insights into the capabilities and social structures of early Andean civilizations. Its enduring presence serves as a bridge to our distant past, allowing us to marvel at the achievements of our ancestors. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built around 4,500 years ago, served as the magnificent tomb for Pharaoh Khufu of ancient Egypt. This colossal structure was designed to protect the pharaoh's body and possessions for the afterlife, reflecting the deeply held Egyptian belief in life beyond death. Far more than a simple burial chamber, the Great Pyramid was a testament to ancient Egyptian engineering and astronomical knowledge. Its precise alignment with the cardinal directions and its intricate internal structure, including narrow shafts pointing to specific stars, suggest it also functioned as a sophisticated astronomical observatory. Some researchers propose that the pyramid might have served additional purposes. These include acting as a symbol of the pharaoh's supreme power, a means to ensure the continuity of Egyptian society, and possibly even a tool for focusing cosmic energy. However, these theories remain speculative and are not widely accepted by mainstream Egyptologists. Ultimately, while its exact construction methods remain a subject of debate, the primary function of the Great Pyramid as a monumental tomb for Pharaoh Khufu is well established. It stands as an enduring symbol of ancient Egyptian culture, beliefs, and technological achievements, continuing to captivate our imagination millennia after its construction. The Great Pyramid of Caral stands as a testament to ancient engineering prowess, predating the Egyptian pyramids by roughly 2,000 years. Located in Peru, this remarkable structure was built around 4,600 years ago, during a time when the Supe civilization flourished in South America. Unlike its Egyptian counterparts, the Caral pyramid was constructed primarily using stone, wood, and a unique type of fiber-reinforced adobe. This innovative building technique allowed the structure to withstand earthquakes and erosion for millennia. The pyramid rises to a height of 60 feet, which, while impressive, is considerably smaller than the Great Pyramid of Giza that towers at 450 feet. The construction methods used in Caral differed significantly from those employed in Egypt. Instead of smooth, angled sides, the Caral pyramid features a step design with flat platforms at various levels. These platforms likely served ceremonial purposes, contrasting with the Egyptian focus on creating a smooth, geometrically perfect shape. Interestingly, both the Caral and Egyptian pyramids share a common purpose as centers of religious and political power. However, the Caral civilization achieved this without developing writing or advanced metallurgy, showcasing the remarkable capabilities of early human societies in different parts of the world. Archaeological evidence and advanced imaging techniques have revealed fascinating insights into the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Researchers have uncovered signs of distinct building phases, challenging the notion that this ancient wonder was built in a single, continuous effort. One key piece of evidence comes from the internal structure of the pyramid. Detailed scans have shown changes in the angle and quality of stone placement at different levels, suggesting that construction methods evolved over time. These variations indicate that builders likely paused and adjusted their techniques as they progressed upward. Furthermore, archaeologists have discovered remnants of ramps and platforms at various heights within the pyramid. These structures, which would have been used for transporting stone blocks, appear to have been built and modified in stages. This supports the idea that the pyramid grew taller in distinct phases, with each level requiring new infrastructure. Analysis of tool marks and construction debris at different levels of the pyramid also points to multiple building periods. The types of tools used and the composition of mortar joints show subtle changes from the base to the summit, indicating that construction techniques and materials evolved over an extended timeframe. These findings collectively suggest that the Great Pyramid was indeed built in stages, likely over several decades. The Great Pyramid of Giza has long captivated our imagination, but surprisingly, very few artifacts have been discovered within its massive structure. When it was first entered in modern times, explorers found the pyramid's chambers largely empty. The most significant find was in the king's chamber, where a granite sarcophagus was discovered. However, this sarcophagus was found to be empty, with no trace of a mummy or burial goods. In recent years, advanced scanning techniques have revealed hidden chambers within the pyramid, sparking excitement among archaeologists. One such discovery was a mysterious void above the Grand Gallery, detected using cosmic ray imaging. While this void has not yet been physically explored, it has reignited interest in what secrets the pyramid might still hold. Small artifacts have been uncovered in various parts of the pyramid over the years. These include wooden slats, possibly used as measuring tools during construction, and small copper implements that might have been used for ceremonial purposes. Hieroglyphic inscriptions have also been found, though these are relatively rare compared to other ancient Egyptian monuments. The scarcity of artifacts in the Great Pyramid has led to numerous theories about its true purpose and the fate of any treasures it might have once contained. Some researchers speculate that the pyramid may have been looted in antiquity, while others propose that it might never have been used as a tomb at all. The mystery surrounding the Great Pyramid's contents continues to fuel scientific inquiry and public fascination. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, demonstrated remarkable astronomical knowledge in the construction of their city. These early architects aligned their structures with impressive precision to celestial events and cosmic patterns, showcasing a sophisticated understanding of the night sky. Caral's builders likely achieved these alignments through careful observation and measurement over extended periods. They may have used simple yet effective tools such as gnomon sticks to track the movement of shadows throughout the year, allowing them to determine solstices and equinoxes. This knowledge would have been crucial for creating structures that aligned with specific celestial events. The city's layout itself appears to have been designed with astronomical considerations in mind. Certain buildings and plazas were positioned to align with the rising or setting of particular stars or constellations. This alignment served both practical and ceremonial purposes, helping the people of Caral track seasons for agricultural activities and conduct religious rituals tied to cosmic cycles. One of the most intriguing aspects of Caral's astronomical alignments is the level of precision achieved without the use of modern surveying equipment. This speaks to the builders' deep understanding of geometry and their ability to translate celestial observations into earthly architecture, a feat that continues to impress researchers and visitors alike. The Great Pyramid of Giza, an ancient wonder shrouded in mystery, likely hosted numerous rituals and ceremonies during its time as an active monument. Egyptologists believe that the primary purpose of the pyramid was to serve as a tomb for the pharaoh Khufu, and many of the rituals would have centered around his journey to the afterlife. One of the most significant ceremonies would have been the funeral procession itself. This elaborate event would have involved transporting the mummified body of the pharaoh from the embalming chamber to its final resting place within the pyramid. Priests would have performed sacred rites, reciting spells and incantations from the Book of the Dead to ensure the pharaoh's safe passage to the afterlife. Regular offerings to the deceased pharaoh were also likely made at the mortuary temple associated with the pyramid. These rituals would have involved presenting food, drink, and other goods to nourish the pharaoh's spirit in the afterlife. Priests and family members might have gathered to perform these ceremonies, maintaining the connection between the living and the dead. Some scholars speculate that astronomical observations and solar alignments might have played a role in certain rituals at the Great Pyramid. The structure's precise orientation to the cardinal points suggests a possible connection to celestial events, perhaps marking solstices or equinoxes with special ceremonies. However, the exact nature of these potential rituals remains a subject of ongoing research and debate among Egyptologists. Archaeologists have uncovered fascinating evidence about social stratification in the ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru. This 5,000-year-old urban center, one of the oldest known in the Americas, reveals a complex social structure through its architectural remains and artifacts. The most striking indication of social hierarchy in Caral is the variation in building sizes and quality. The city features several large, impressive pyramid structures surrounded by expansive plazas. These monumental buildings likely served as residences and administrative centers for the elite class. In contrast, smaller, simpler dwellings found on the outskirts of the city suggest the presence of a lower social class. Burial practices in Caral also point to social distinctions. Researchers have discovered elaborate burials with valuable grave goods, including finely crafted textiles and jewelry, indicating high-status individuals. These contrast with simpler burials containing fewer or no grave goods, likely representing individuals of lower social standing. Additionally, the distribution of certain artifacts throughout the city hints at economic disparities. Luxury items such as spondylus shells, which were highly prized and traded over long distances, are more commonly found in areas associated with the elite. This uneven distribution of valuable goods further supports the existence of a stratified society in ancient Caral, where access to resources and wealth varied among different social groups. Leadership in Caral society was likely complex and hierarchical, reflecting the sophisticated nature of this ancient civilization. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence suggesting that Caral had a well-organized social structure with clear divisions of power and responsibility. The presence of large ceremonial structures and plazas indicates that religious or spiritual leaders played a significant role in governing the society. These leaders probably held considerable influence over both religious practices and daily life. Alongside religious authorities, there were likely secular leaders who managed the practical aspects of running the city. This could have included overseeing agricultural production, coordinating large-scale construction projects, and managing trade relations with other settlements. The discovery of finely crafted objects and special burial sites points to the existence of an elite class, suggesting that leadership positions may have been hereditary or based on social status. Interestingly, there is little evidence of warfare or violent conflict in Caral, which might indicate that its leaders focused more on cooperation and trade than on military conquest. This peaceful approach to governance could have contributed to the longevity and stability of Caral civilization, allowing it to flourish for nearly a millennium. The leadership structure in Caral likely evolved over time as the society grew more complex. What began as a simple chiefdom may have developed into a more stratified system with multiple levels of authority, each responsible for different aspects of social, economic, and religious life in this remarkable ancient city. The ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru, offers fascinating insights into early human civilization. Archaeological evidence suggests that religion played a central role in Caral's governance and social structure. The city's layout prominently featured large ceremonial plazas and pyramids, indicating the importance of religious rituals in daily life. Religious leaders in Caral likely held significant political power, serving as both spiritual guides and administrative authorities. These individuals probably used their perceived connection to the divine to maintain social order and make important decisions for the community. The presence of elaborate burial sites and religious artifacts further supports the idea that spiritual beliefs were deeply intertwined with the city's leadership. Interestingly, Caral lacked evidence of warfare or violent conflict, suggesting that religious authority may have been used to promote peace and cooperation among its inhabitants. This peaceful coexistence, potentially fostered by shared religious practices, could have contributed to Caral's long-lasting stability and prosperity. The religious influence on Caral's governance highlights the complex relationship between spirituality and political power in early human societies. It demonstrates how belief systems can shape the development and organization of entire civilizations, influencing everything from urban planning to social hierarchies. Caral, an ancient city located in present-day Peru, offers intriguing insights into early social structures. Archaeological evidence from this site, which dates back approximately 5,000 years, does indeed suggest the presence of social inequality. Excavations have revealed distinct differences in the size and complexity of residential structures within the city. Some dwellings were significantly larger and more elaborate than others, indicating a hierarchical society where certain individuals or families held higher status. These elite residences often contained luxury items and exotic goods, further supporting the notion of social stratification. The layout of the city itself provides additional evidence of inequality. Caral featured large, centrally located public buildings and plazas, suggesting the existence of a ruling class that could mobilize labor for monumental construction projects. The presence of these impressive structures implies a level of political and social organization that likely involved disparities in power and influence among the population. Burial practices in Caral also point to social differences. While not all graves have been extensively studied, variations in burial goods and treatment of the deceased suggest that some individuals were accorded greater importance in death, reflecting their elevated status in life. These findings collectively paint a picture of a complex society with clear social distinctions. challenging earlier assumptions about the egalitarian nature of early civilizations in the Americas. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago. Archaeological evidence suggests that the elite in Caral society distinguished themselves through various means, reflecting their power and status within the community. One primary way the elite set themselves apart was through their dwellings. Excavations have revealed large, complex residences for the upper class, featuring multiple rooms and high-quality construction. These structures stood in stark contrast to the simpler homes of the general population, immediately signaling the elevated status of their inhabitants. The elite also differentiated themselves through their access to and control of valuable resources. They possessed exotic goods obtained through long-distance trade networks, such as spondylus shells from Ecuador and semi-precious stones from distant regions. These items were not merely decorative but served as symbols of their far-reaching influence and economic power. Additionally, the Caral elite likely distinguished themselves through their roles in religious and ceremonial activities. They oversaw the construction and use of large public plazas and pyramids, which served as centers for rituals and gatherings. This control over spiritual and communal spaces further reinforced their authority and separated them from the common people in Caral society. The ancient city of Caral in Peru, one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas, had a complex social structure with various specialized roles. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of distinct professions that contributed to the functioning of this early civilization. Priests played a crucial role in Caral society, overseeing religious ceremonies and rituals. They likely held significant influence and power, as indicated by the presence of large ceremonial structures and plazas. Architects and builders were essential for constructing the impressive pyramids, temples, and residential areas that characterize the city. Their advanced knowledge of engineering and design is evident in the sophisticated structures that have endured for millennia. Agricultural specialists were vital to Caral's success, developing irrigation systems and cultivating crops such as cotton, beans, and squash. Fishermen also played a key role, as the city relied heavily on marine resources from the nearby coast. Craftspeople, including weavers, potters, and jewelry makers, produced both everyday items and luxury goods. Traders facilitated the exchange of goods between Caral and other regions, contributing to the city's economic prosperity. Administrators and record keepers likely existed to manage the city's resources and organization, though the exact nature of their system remains unclear. Musicians were also important, as evidenced by the discovery of flutes made from animal bones. These diverse professions demonstrate the complexity and sophistication of Caral's social structure, providing insight into the early development of urban societies in the Americas. Caral, an ancient city in Peru, stands out as one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas. Its social structure was remarkably advanced for its time, dating back to around 2900 BCE. Unlike many other early civilizations that relied heavily on warfare and conquest, Caral appears to have been a peaceful society focused on trade and cultural exchange. The city's layout reveals a hierarchical social structure, with large public plazas and pyramids indicating the presence of a ruling elite. However, there is little evidence of extreme social inequality or oppression. Instead, the archaeological record suggests a society where different groups cooperated in large-scale projects, such as the construction of monumental architecture. Compared to contemporaneous civilizations in Mesopotamia and Egypt, Caral lacked the rigid class divisions and centralized power structures often associated with early states. There are no signs of military fortifications or weapons, suggesting that Caral maintained its influence through economic and cultural means rather than military might. The absence of written records makes it challenging to fully understand Caral's social dynamics. However, the available evidence points to a more egalitarian society than many of its contemporaries, with a focus on trade, astronomy, and artistic expression that fostered social cohesion and stability over many centuries. The Caral civilization, which flourished in ancient Peru over 4,000 years ago, had a sophisticated economic system primarily based on trade and agriculture. This early society, located in the Supe Valley, developed a complex network of exchange that allowed them to thrive without relying on traditional warfare or conquest. Agriculture formed the backbone of their economy, with the Caral people cultivating a variety of crops suited to their coastal desert environment. They grew staples such as cotton, beans, squash, and guava. Cotton was particularly important, serving not only for textiles but also as a valuable trade commodity. The Caral civilization developed advanced irrigation techniques to support their agricultural endeavors, channeling water from the Supe River to nourish their crops in the arid landscape. Fishing also played a crucial role in their economy. Despite being located inland, the Caral people maintained strong connections with coastal communities. They traded their agricultural products for marine resources, including fish, shellfish, and other seafood. This exchange system allowed them to diversify their diet and access vital protein sources. The Caral civilization's economic success was further bolstered by their expertise in textile production. Using the cotton they grew, they created high-quality fabrics that became sought-after trade items. This textile industry, combined with their agricultural output and fishing connections, enabled the Caral people to establish a robust and sustainable economy that supported their remarkable architectural achievements and social complexity for nearly a millennium. Archaeologists have uncovered compelling evidence of trade between Caral and other regions of ancient Peru. Artifacts found at the Caral site suggest extensive connections with coastal and inland communities. Seashells from distant beaches, likely used for ornamental and ceremonial purposes, have been discovered in Caral, indicating maritime trade networks. These shells, including the prized spondylus from Ecuador, reveal that Caral's influence extended far beyond its immediate surroundings. Furthermore, evidence of cotton cultivation and textile production in Caral points to potential trade with other areas. Cotton was a valuable commodity in ancient Peru, and Caral's location in the Supe Valley provided ideal conditions for its growth. This suggests that textiles may have been a significant trade item, exchanged for goods not locally available. Traces of exotic materials like obsidian, found in small quantities at Caral, provide additional evidence of long-distance trade. Obsidian, a volcanic glass prized for tool-making, was sourced from the Andes Mountains, hundreds of kilometers away from Caral. This discovery underscores the existence of well-established trade routes connecting coastal and highland regions. The presence of diverse food remains at Caral, including marine resources and plants from different ecological zones, further supports the idea of a complex trade network. These findings paint a picture of Caral as a thriving center of commerce, connected to a wider world through intricate systems of exchange and interaction. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, was a thriving center of trade and commerce over 5,000 years ago. As one of the oldest known urban settlements in the Americas, Caral engaged in extensive trading activities that helped sustain its complex society. Archaeological evidence suggests that cotton was a primary trade good for the people of Caral. The city's inhabitants cultivated cotton on a large scale, using it not only for textiles, but also as a valuable commodity for exchange. This versatile crop likely played a crucial role in Caral's economy and trade networks. Fish and marine resources were also important trade items. Although Caral was situated inland, its people maintained strong connections with coastal communities. They exchanged their agricultural products for dried fish, shellfish, and other seafood, which provided essential protein to their diet. Additionally, the Caral civilization likely traded in exotic goods such as semi-precious stones, colorful feathers, and possibly even psychoactive plants used in religious ceremonies. These items would have been highly prized and could have been exchanged with distant regions, showcasing the far-reaching trade networks of this ancient society. Caral, the ancient city in Peru, had a unique economic system that set it apart from many other civilizations of its time. Unlike later Andean cultures that relied heavily on agriculture, Caral's economy was primarily based on fishing and trade. The city's proximity to the coast allowed its inhabitants to exploit the rich marine resources of the Pacific Ocean. The Caral civilization developed sophisticated fishing techniques and tools, enabling them to catch a variety of fish and shellfish. This abundant food source not only sustained the population, but also served as a valuable trade commodity. The surplus of marine products allowed Caral to engage in extensive trade networks with other regions, exchanging their fish and shellfish for cotton, exotic fruits, and other goods from inland areas. Interestingly, Caral's economy also incorporated elements of a barter system, with cotton playing a significant role as a form of currency. Cotton was used to create fishing nets and textiles, making it a highly valued resource. This system of trade and exchange helped Caral maintain its prosperity and influence in the region for over 1,000 years. Unlike many other ancient civilizations that relied on military conquest or intensive agriculture to sustain their economies, Caral's focus on fishing and trade allowed for a more peaceful and sustainable economic model. This unique approach to resource management and economic development contributed to Caral's longevity and success as one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas. Agriculture formed the foundation of Caral's economy, shaping the civilization's development and prosperity. Located in the Supe Valley of Peru, Caral thrived on a diverse agricultural system that made the most of its unique coastal and inland environments. The people of Caral cultivated a variety of crops, including cotton, beans, squash, and guava, adapting their farming techniques to the local climate and terrain. Cotton played a particularly crucial role in Caral's economy. The crop was not only used for textiles but also served as a valuable trade commodity. Caral's inhabitants exchanged cotton with fishing communities along the coast, obtaining marine resources such as fish and shellfish in return. This trade network allowed Caral to diversify its diet and economy, creating a robust system of exchange that supported the growth of the civilization. The agricultural success of Caral was largely due to their advanced irrigation systems. The people of Caral constructed an intricate network of canals and reservoirs to manage water flow from the Supe River, ensuring a steady supply for their crops even during dry seasons. This sophisticated water management system demonstrates the technological prowess of the Caral civilization and their ability to adapt to and thrive in their environment. The agricultural surplus generated by Caral's farming practices supported a complex social structure and allowed for the development of specialized labor. This surplus enabled the construction of monumental architecture, including the famous pyramids and plazas that define Caral's archaeological remains today. The agricultural foundation of Caral's economy thus not only provided sustenance for its people, but also fueled the growth and complexity of this ancient civilization. Caral, an ancient city located in present-day Peru, offers intriguing insights into early human civilization. Dating back approximately 5,000 years, this archaeological site has revealed evidence suggesting the presence of a sophisticated economic system, including what appears to be an early form of market exchange. Excavations at Caral have uncovered a variety of goods from distant regions, indicating long-distance trade networks. These items include spondylus shells from Ecuador, obsidian from the Andean highlands, and textiles made from cotton grown in other areas. The presence of these non-local materials strongly suggests that Caral was part of a wider economic network, likely involving some form of market system. Furthermore, the layout of Caral itself provides clues about economic organization. The city features large open spaces that archaeologists believe may have served as marketplaces. These areas could have facilitated the exchange of goods between local producers and traders from other regions. While direct evidence of a formalized market system is limited due to the age of the site, the combination of imported goods, potential marketplace areas, and the complex social structure of Caral all point to the existence of a sophisticated economic system. This system likely included elements of market exchange, though it may have differed from modern concepts of markets in ways we have yet to fully understand. Caral's strategic location in the Supe Valley of Peru played a crucial role in shaping its trade relationships and economic prosperity. Situated about 25 kilometers inland from the Pacific coast, Caral was ideally positioned to serve as a nexus between coastal and inland communities. The city's proximity to the ocean allowed its inhabitants to engage in maritime trade, exchanging goods with fishing communities along the coast. This connection provided Caral with access to valuable marine resources such as fish, shellfish, and seaweed, which were highly prized by inland populations. At the same time, Caral's position in the fertile Supe Valley gave it control over important agricultural lands. The city could produce cotton and a variety of food crops, which were in high demand among coastal settlements. This agricultural surplus allowed Caral to establish itself as a key player in regional trade networks. Furthermore, Caral's location at the intersection of coastal and highland trade routes enabled it to facilitate exchanges between these two distinct ecological zones. The city likely served as an important intermediary, trading coastal products to highland communities and vice versa, thus enhancing its economic influence and cultural significance in the region. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, was a sophisticated agricultural society that flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago. Archaeological evidence suggests that the people of Caral cultivated a variety of crops well suited to their coastal desert environment. Cotton was a primary crop for the Caral civilization, playing a crucial role in their economy and daily life. This versatile plant provided fibers for textiles, fishing nets, and other essential items. The cultivation of cotton also indicates the advanced agricultural techniques employed by the Caral people, as it requires careful management of water resources in an arid climate. In addition to cotton, the inhabitants of Caral grew several food crops. Squash and beans were important staples in their diet, providing essential nutrients and calories. These crops were likely cultivated using sophisticated irrigation systems that channeled water from nearby rivers to support agriculture in the desert landscape. Interestingly, recent studies have also uncovered evidence of guava cultivation in Caral. This fruit would have added variety to their diet and may have been used for medicinal purposes as well. The diversity of crops grown by the Caral people demonstrates their agricultural expertise and their ability to adapt to and thrive in a challenging environment. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in the Supe Valley of Peru, developed ingenious irrigation techniques to cultivate crops in their arid desert environment. They harnessed the waters of the nearby Supe River, constructing an extensive network of canals that brought life-giving moisture to their fields. These early engineers designed a sophisticated system of irrigation channels that diverted water from the river and distributed it across their agricultural lands. The channels were carefully graded to allow water to flow by gravity, ensuring efficient distribution even in the absence of advanced pumping technology. Caral's inhabitants also employed a technique known as sunken field agriculture. They excavated large rectangular depressions in the desert floor, creating microclimates that retained moisture and protected crops from harsh winds. These sunken fields, combined with their canal system, allowed the people of Caral to cultivate a variety of crops including cotton, squash, and beans. The success of Caral's irrigation methods is evident in the longevity and prosperity of their civilization. Their agricultural innovations not only sustained a large population, but also allowed for the development of a complex society with monumental architecture and advanced cultural practices, all in the challenging environment of coastal Peru. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago. As a coastal society, fishing played a crucial role in their subsistence and economy. Archaeological evidence reveals that the people of Caral employed several sophisticated fishing techniques to harvest the rich marine resources of the nearby Pacific Ocean. One of their primary methods involved the use of cotton fishing nets. The Caral civilization was among the earliest known cultures to cultivate cotton, which they used to create durable and effective fishing nets. These nets allowed them to catch a variety of fish species in both shallow coastal waters and deeper offshore areas. The remnants of these nets, along with stone net weights, have been discovered at Caral sites, providing tangible proof of their fishing practices. In addition to nets, the people of Caral utilized fishing hooks crafted from shells and bones. These hooks were carefully shaped and sharpened to catch individual fish effectively. Archaeologists have also found evidence of boats or rafts made from reeds, suggesting that the Caral fishermen ventured into deeper waters to access a wider range of marine resources. The Caral civilization also developed intricate systems of canals and reservoirs to farm shellfish, particularly clams. This early form of aquaculture demonstrates their advanced understanding of marine ecosystems and their ability to sustainably manage their food resources. These diverse fishing and aquaculture techniques not only provided a stable food supply for the people of Caral, but also contributed to the development of their complex society and long-lasting civilization. Cotton cultivation played a crucial role in the economy of Caral, an ancient civilization that flourished in Peru around 5,000 years ago. As one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas, Caral's prosperity was closely tied to its agricultural practices, with cotton being a key crop. The importance of cotton to Caral's economy cannot be overstated. The fiber was used extensively for creating textiles, which were not only essential for clothing, but also served as valuable trade goods. Caral's inhabitants developed sophisticated weaving techniques, producing high-quality fabrics that were sought after by other communities. Archaeological evidence suggests that cotton production in Caral was well organized and on a significant scale. The city's layout included areas dedicated to cotton processing and textile manufacturing, indicating the centrality of this industry to their economic structure. The climate and irrigation systems in the Supe Valley, where Caral was located, provided ideal conditions for cotton cultivation. The cotton-based textile industry likely contributed to Caral's ability to engage in long-distance trade networks. This trade allowed the city to acquire resources not available locally, further fueling its growth and development. The emphasis on cotton cultivation and textile production demonstrates the advanced economic strategies employed by this early civilization, highlighting its importance in the rise of complex societies in ancient Peru. Archaeologists have uncovered compelling evidence of sophisticated food storage systems in the ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru. This remarkable discovery provides insights into the advanced organizational capabilities of one of the oldest known urban civilizations in the Americas, dating back approximately 5,000 years. Excavations at Caral have revealed numerous small circular structures made of stone. These structures, measuring about 2 meters in diameter, are believed to have functioned as storage units for various food items. The design of these units suggests they were carefully planned to protect food supplies from pests, moisture, and other environmental factors that could lead to spoilage. Furthermore, researchers have found traces of different crops within these storage facilities, including beans, squash, and most notably, cotton seeds. The presence of cotton seeds is particularly intriguing, as it indicates that Caral's inhabitants were not only cultivating food crops, but also growing cotton for non-food purposes, possibly for textiles or fishing nets. The existence of these storage systems points to a well-organized society, capable of planning for future needs and managing resources effectively. This level of foresight and organization is a hallmark of complex urban societies, further cementing Caral's status as a cradle of civilization in the Americas. The diet of Caral's inhabitants offers fascinating insights into one of the oldest known civilizations in the Americas. Archaeological evidence suggests that the people of Caral, who flourished in what is now Peru around 4,600 years ago, had a diverse and well-balanced diet that set them apart from many other ancient societies. Unlike many ancient civilizations that relied heavily on a single staple crop, the Caral diet was remarkably varied. They consumed a wide range of foods including fish, shellfish, and marine plants from the nearby Pacific Ocean. This maritime focus was complemented by agricultural products such as squash, beans, and guava cultivated in the fertile Supe Valley. The Caral people also incorporated sweet potatoes, peanuts, and chili peppers into their meals, showcasing an advanced understanding of nutrition and agriculture. Interestingly, the Caral diet differed from later Andean civilizations in its lack of maize as a primary food source. While maize became a staple in many ancient American cultures, it was not yet widely cultivated during Caral's peak. This absence highlights the unique nature of Caral's food system and challenges our assumptions about the development of agriculture in the Americas. Compared to contemporaneous civilizations in Mesopotamia and Egypt, which often relied heavily on grains like wheat and barley, Caral's diet was notably more diverse and balanced. This variety likely contributed to the overall health and longevity of the Caral people, providing them with a wide range of nutrients and helping to prevent the nutritional deficiencies often seen in more grain-dependent societies. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, developed several important agricultural innovations that allowed their society to thrive over 4,000 years ago. One of their key advancements was the creation of an extensive irrigation system. They engineered canals and reservoirs to divert water from nearby rivers, enabling them to cultivate crops in the arid coastal region. Caral's farmers also pioneered new techniques for soil management. They developed a method of enriching the soil using a mixture of decomposed fish and plant matter. This early form of fertilizer helped increase crop yields and maintain soil fertility in their fields. Additionally, the people of Caral cultivated a diverse range of crops, including cotton, squash, beans, and various fruits, demonstrating an advanced understanding of crop rotation and diversification. The Caral civilization also made significant progress in food preservation techniques. They developed methods for drying and storing foods, which allowed them to maintain a stable food supply throughout the year. This ability to preserve food surpluses was crucial for supporting their large urban population and complex social structure. These agricultural innovations laid the foundation for Caral's remarkable urban development and long-lasting civilization. Their advancements in farming techniques and water management allowed them to sustain a sophisticated society in a challenging environment, setting the stage for later Andean civilizations that would build upon their knowledge. Archaeologists working at the ancient city of Caral in Peru have unearthed a variety of fascinating tools that provide insight into the daily lives and technological capabilities of its inhabitants. Among the most significant discoveries are musical instruments, including flutes made from animal bones and pelican bones. These findings suggest that music played an important role in the culture of Caral. Stone tools have also been found in abundance at the site. These include grinding stones used for processing food, as well as cutting and scraping implements likely used for various domestic and craft activities. The presence of these tools indicates a well-developed stoneworking industry and gives us clues about the diet and daily activities of the people of Caral. Interestingly, researchers have also uncovered evidence of sophisticated astronomical tools. Stone structures and alignments found at the site suggest that the inhabitants of Caral had a keen interest in observing celestial bodies and may have used these tools for timekeeping and agricultural planning. Perhaps most intriguingly, archaeologists have discovered what appear to be quipus, complex knotted cord devices used for record-keeping and communication. While quipus are typically associated with the much later Inca civilization, their presence in Caral suggests that this ancient form of information storage may have originated much earlier than previously thought. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, demonstrated a sophisticated understanding of astronomy that was remarkably advanced for its time. Flourishing around 4,600 years ago, Caral's inhabitants constructed precise architectural alignments that corresponded with celestial events. Archaeological evidence suggests that Caral's people used their astronomical knowledge for both practical and ceremonial purposes. They built structures oriented to track the movements of the sun, particularly the solstices and equinoxes. This allowed them to create accurate calendars, crucial for agricultural planning and religious ceremonies. One of the most intriguing aspects of Caral's astronomical prowess was their apparent ability to predict and track the appearance of the Pleiades star cluster. This knowledge was vital for determining the start of the agricultural season, as the Pleiades' visibility coincided with the beginning of the rainy period in the Andes. Caral's astronomical observations were likely intertwined with their religious beliefs and social structure. The alignment of their pyramids and plazas with celestial bodies suggests that their leaders may have used this knowledge to reinforce their authority and guide societal decisions. This integration of astronomy into daily life and governance highlights the advanced nature of Caral's understanding of the cosmos. The ancient city of Caral in Peru, dating back approximately 5,000 years, has yielded fascinating evidence of advanced mathematical knowledge. Archaeologists have uncovered a sophisticated quipu, an ancient Andean recording device consisting of knotted chords. This quipu, found in Caral, predates previously known examples by several millennia, suggesting that complex mathematical concepts were already in use during this early period of civilization. Furthermore, the city's architectural layout demonstrates a remarkable understanding of geometry and spatial relationships. The precise alignment of pyramids and plazas indicates that the builders of Caral possessed the ability to make accurate measurements and calculations. The construction of these massive structures required not only engineering skills, but also a grasp of mathematical principles to ensure stability and proper proportions. Another intriguing discovery in Caral is the presence of what appears to be an ancient abacus. This early calculating tool, made from strings and beads, provides tangible evidence of the inhabitants' ability to perform complex arithmetic operations. Such a device would have been crucial for trade, resource management, and architectural planning in this early urban center. The mathematical knowledge evident in Caral challenges our understanding of the development of early civilizations. It suggests that advanced mathematical concepts were not confined to later, more well-known ancient cultures, but were already present and utilized in this early South American society, contributing to its remarkable achievements in urban planning and architecture. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, developed sophisticated methods for measuring time that were closely tied to their agricultural and ceremonial practices. One of their primary tools for timekeeping was a series of carefully aligned structures known as the Altar del Fuego Sagrado, or Altar of the Sacred Fire. These structures were designed to track the movements of celestial bodies, particularly the sun. By observing the shadows cast by these monuments at different times of the year, the people of Caral could determine solstices and equinoxes with remarkable accuracy. This knowledge was crucial for their agricultural calendar, allowing them to plan planting and harvesting cycles. Caral's inhabitants also used a system of knotted chords called quipus, which served multiple purposes including record-keeping and potentially tracking the passage of time. While the exact use of quipus in Caral is not fully understood, similar systems in later Andean cultures were known to record dates and durations. Additionally, the layout of the city itself incorporated astronomical alignments, suggesting that the entire urban plan was designed with timekeeping in mind. This integration of celestial observations into their architecture and daily life demonstrates the sophisticated understanding of time and astronomy possessed by the people of Caral, despite their lack of written language. Caral, the ancient city in Peru, showcases several innovative construction techniques that were far ahead of their time. One of the most notable features is the use of shikras, large bags woven from reeds and filled with stones. These shikras were stacked to form the cores of pyramids and platform mounds, providing both stability and flexibility in the earthquake-prone region. The builders of Caral also employed an advanced technique of layering. They alternated layers of shikras with layers of soil and clay, creating structures that could withstand seismic activity. This method allowed the buildings to shift slightly during earthquakes without collapsing, demonstrating a sophisticated understanding of architectural engineering. Another unique aspect of Caral's construction was the use of ash in their mortar. This volcanic ash, mixed with water and local soil, created a strong binding agent that has helped preserve the structures for thousands of years. The durability of this mortar is evident in the remarkably well-preserved state of Caral's buildings, despite their great age. Caral's builders also incorporated sophisticated ventilation systems into their structures. They created underground ducts that channeled wind to specific locations, possibly for use in ceremonial fires or metallurgy. This advanced understanding of airflow and its applications sets Caral apart from many other ancient civilizations and hints at their technological prowess. Caral, an ancient city located in present-day Peru, has provided archaeologists with fascinating insights into early human civilization. However, when it comes to metallurgy, the evidence from Caral is limited. This ancient urban center, which flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago, predates the widespread use of metals in the region. Excavations at Caral have not yielded significant artifacts or structures that indicate advanced metalworking. Instead, the inhabitants of Caral relied primarily on stone, bone, and wood for their tools and construction. This absence of metal artifacts is consistent with other sites from the same period in the region, suggesting that metallurgy had not yet become a widespread practice. Despite the lack of metal objects, Caral demonstrates remarkable technological and cultural advancements in other areas. The city boasts impressive architectural features, including large pyramids and sunken circular plazas. These structures required sophisticated engineering knowledge and organizational skills to construct, highlighting the ingenuity of the ancient Caral civilization even without the use of metal tools. While Caral may not provide direct evidence of metallurgy, its study contributes to our understanding of the development of early complex societies and the gradual emergence of technological innovations in ancient Peru. The absence of metal in Caral underscores the diverse paths of technological progress in different parts of the world, reminding us that civilizations can achieve great feats through various means and materials. Caral, an ancient city in Peru, stands out as a remarkable example of early technological innovation. Dating back to around 2900 BCE, this civilization developed sophisticated techniques that were on par with, and in some cases surpassed, those of its contemporaries. One of Caral's most impressive achievements was its advanced architectural knowledge. The city's builders constructed large pyramids and sunken circular plazas using complex engineering methods. They employed shikra bags, which were mesh nets filled with stones, to create earthquake-resistant structures. This technique was particularly noteworthy as it demonstrated an understanding of seismic activity that was far ahead of its time. In terms of agriculture, Caral's inhabitants developed an intricate irrigation system that allowed them to cultivate crops in an arid environment. They created canals and used the floodplains of nearby rivers to their advantage, showcasing water management skills that rivaled those of other ancient civilizations like Mesopotamia and Egypt. Caral also excelled in astronomy and urban planning. The layout of the city suggests a deep understanding of celestial movements, with structures aligned to track solstices and equinoxes. This astronomical knowledge, combined with their urban design, indicates a level of scientific understanding that was highly advanced for its era, placing Caral among the most technologically sophisticated societies of its time. Archaeologists have made fascinating discoveries of artistic expression in the ancient city of Caral, located in Peru. This remarkable site, dating back approximately 5,000 years, has yielded several forms of art that provide insights into the culture and beliefs of its inhabitants. One of the most notable artistic finds in Caral is the presence of musical instruments. Flutes, crafted from animal bones, particularly condor and pelican bones, have been unearthed. These instruments suggest that music played a significant role in the lives of the Caral people, possibly in religious ceremonies or social gatherings. Textile art also appears to have been an important form of expression in Caral. Archaeologists have found evidence of sophisticated weaving techniques, including fragments of cotton textiles. These discoveries indicate that the inhabitants of Caral were skilled in creating intricate patterns and designs in their fabrics, which may have served both practical and decorative purposes. Additionally, the architecture of Caral itself can be considered a form of artistic expression. The city features impressive pyramids, plazas, and intricate stone structures that demonstrate advanced engineering and design skills. These architectural elements were likely imbued with symbolic meaning and aesthetic considerations, blending functionality with artistic vision. Caral, an ancient city in Peru dating back approximately 5,000 years, has yielded fascinating insights into early human civilization. However, when it comes to writing or symbolic communication, the evidence from Caral is limited and subject to ongoing research and interpretation. Archaeologists have not discovered any clear examples of a formal writing system at Caral, unlike later Andean cultures such as the Inca, who used quippus for record-keeping, or the Maya with their intricate hieroglyphic script. Caral's inhabitants did not leave behind any recognizable form of written language. Nevertheless, some intriguing artifacts have been found that might represent early forms of symbolic communication. These include small clay objects with simple geometric patterns and figurines that could have held religious or social significance. Some researchers suggest these items might have been used in a system of token-based accounting or as symbols in ritual practices. While definitive evidence of writing remains elusive, the sophisticated architecture and complex social organization of Caral indicate that its inhabitants likely had some method of recording information and communicating ideas. The exact nature of this system, however, remains a mystery that continues to captivate archaeologists and historians studying this remarkable ancient civilization. Archaeologists have made remarkable discoveries in the ancient city of Caral, located in Peru. Among the most intriguing finds are musical instruments that provide a glimpse into the cultural and artistic life of this early civilization. The most notable instruments uncovered at Caral are flutes crafted from animal bones, particularly condor and pelican bones. These flutes, dating back approximately 5,000 years, are some of the oldest known musical instruments in the Americas. In addition to the bone flutes, researchers have also found evidence of other percussion instruments at Caral. These include small drums and rattles, likely made from gourds or other plant materials. The presence of these varied instruments suggests that music played a significant role in the society of Caral, possibly for ceremonial, religious, or entertainment purposes. The discovery of these ancient musical instruments in Caral has profound implications for our understanding of early human societies in South America. It demonstrates that even in its early stages, this civilization had developed a sophisticated cultural expression through music. The craftsmanship required to create these instruments also indicates a high level of skill and artistic sensibility among the people of Caral. These musical finds, along with other archaeological evidence, paint a picture of Caral as a complex and culturally rich society, challenging previous notions about the development of early civilizations in the Americas. The musical heritage of Caral continues to fascinate researchers and provides valuable insights into the daily lives and cultural practices of its ancient inhabitants. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, had a sophisticated approach to decorating their buildings and public spaces. Archaeological evidence reveals that they used various techniques to enhance the visual appeal of their structures. One prominent method was the application of painted plaster to walls and surfaces. The people of Caral created vibrant murals using earthy pigments such as red, yellow, and white. These colorful designs often featured geometric patterns and stylized representations of local flora and fauna, reflecting their connection to the natural world. In public spaces, the Caral civilization incorporated impressive stone carvings and reliefs. These intricate sculptures depicted important cultural symbols, religious figures, and scenes from daily life. Large plazas were adorned with monumental stone structures, serving both decorative and ceremonial purposes. The builders of Caral also utilized architectural elements as decorative features. They constructed stepped pyramids with multiple levels, creating a visually striking silhouette against the landscape. Niches and recesses were incorporated into building facades, adding depth and shadow to the structures and likely serving practical and aesthetic functions. Caral, the ancient city in Peru, likely hosted a variety of ceremonies and rituals that were central to its society. Archaeological evidence suggests that music played a significant role in these practices. Researchers have uncovered flutes made from animal bones and cornets crafted from llama and deer bones, indicating that musical performances were an integral part of ceremonial life. The city's architecture also provides clues about its rituals. Caral features several large plazas and sunken circular courts, which were probably used for public gatherings and ceremonies. These spaces could accommodate hundreds of people, suggesting that communal rituals were an important aspect of Caral's social and religious life. One particularly intriguing discovery is the presence of small rooms near the main pyramid, containing evidence of burnt offerings. This suggests that the people of Caral engaged in sacrificial rituals, possibly offering food, precious objects, or even animals to their deities. The central role of the pyramids in the city layout further indicates that these structures were likely focal points for important ceremonies and religious observances. While the exact nature of Caral's belief system remains a mystery, the archaeological evidence points to a rich ceremonial life that integrated music, communal gatherings, and offerings to the gods. These rituals likely serve to reinforce social bonds, mark important events in the agricultural calendar, and maintain the spiritual well-being of the community. Archaeological evidence from Caral, an ancient city in Peru dating back approximately 5,000 years, has not revealed clear signs of organized sports or games as we understand them today. Caral, considered one of the oldest urban centers in the Americas, has provided valuable insights into early Andean civilization. But the focus of discoveries has been primarily on architecture, social organization, and religious practices. Excavations at Caral have uncovered impressive pyramids, plazas, and residential areas, suggesting a complex society with a well-developed social structure. However, unlike some other ancient cultures where sports facilities or game-related artifacts are common, such features are notably absent from the Caral archaeological record. This absence does not necessarily mean that the people of Caral did not engage in any form of recreational activities. It is possible that they participated in games or sports that did not leave lasting physical evidence, or that such activities were integrated into their daily lives or religious ceremonies in ways that are not immediately recognizable to archaeologists. As research continues, new discoveries may shed light on the leisure activities of the Caral civilization. For now, the evidence points to a society more focused on monumental construction, trade, and spiritual practices than on organized sports or games as we know them today. Caral, the ancient city in Peru, played a significant role in shaping the art and culture of later Andean civilizations. This remarkable urban center, dating back over 5,000 years, laid the foundation for many cultural practices that would persist for millennia across the region. One of the most enduring influences of Caral was its architectural style. The city's stepped pyramids and sunken circular plazas became hallmarks of Andean design, inspiring similar structures in later civilizations such as the Moche and Inca. These architectural elements not only served practical purposes, but also held deep symbolic meaning, reflecting the society's cosmological beliefs and social hierarchy. Caral's sophisticated textile production techniques also had a lasting impact. The intricate weaving patterns and use of vibrant colors set a standard for textile art in the Andes. Later cultures, including the Paracas and Nazca, built upon these techniques, creating increasingly complex and visually stunning textiles that remain marvels of ancient craftsmanship. The musical traditions of Caral, evidenced by the discovery of flutes made from animal bones, laid the groundwork for the rich musical heritage of the Andes. This early development of musical instruments and likely accompanying rituals influenced the ceremonial practices of subsequent cultures, contributing to the diverse and vibrant musical traditions still found in the region today. The ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru, offers fascinating insights into early urban life in the Americas. Excavations have revealed that the average citizens of Caral lived in modest but well-constructed dwellings. These homes were typically single-story structures built using readily available local materials. The most common type of housing in Caral consisted of small, rectangular buildings made from adobe bricks. These sun-dried mud bricks were stacked and mortared together to form sturdy walls. The roofs were likely constructed from wooden beams covered with reeds or other plant materials, providing protection from the elements. Inside these homes, Archaeologists have found evidence of simple living spaces. The floors were often made of packed earth, sometimes covered with reed mats for comfort. Many houses had a central hearth for cooking and warmth, with stone tools and ceramic vessels scattered nearby, indicating areas for food preparation and storage. While the average citizen lived in these modest dwellings, it is important to note that Caral also featured larger, more complex structures for religious and administrative purposes. This contrast in architecture highlights the social stratification present in this early urban society, where the elite enjoyed more elaborate living quarters compared to the general population. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago. Archaeological evidence provides insights into their clothing and adornments. The people of Caral likely dressed in garments made from cotton, which they cultivated extensively. They wove this cotton into textiles, creating simple yet functional clothing suited to their climate and lifestyle. Caral inhabitants probably wore loincloths and shawls, with variations depending on social status and occasion. Higher-ranking individuals might have donned more elaborate attire, possibly incorporating feathers or shells as decorative elements. These adornments not only served aesthetic purposes but also indicated social standing within the community. Jewelry played a significant role in Caral fashion. Archaeologists have uncovered necklaces made from shells, particularly spondylus shells, which were highly prized. These shells, originating from the warm waters off the coast of Ecuador, suggest that Caral engaged in long-distance trade. The presence of such exotic materials in their jewelry highlights the sophistication of their commerce and the value they placed on personal adornment. While our knowledge of Caral fashion is limited by the scarcity of preserved organic materials, the available evidence paints a picture of a society that valued both practicality and aesthetics in their clothing choices. Their attire reflected not only their agricultural prowess in cotton cultivation, but also their trade networks and social hierarchy. Life in the ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru, was a fascinating blend of ritual and daily routine. A typical day for a Caral inhabitant began at dawn, with the rising sun signaling the start of their activities. The cool morning air would be filled with the sounds of people emerging from their homes, ready to begin their tasks. For many residents, the day centered around agriculture. They would head to the nearby fields to tend to crops such as cotton, beans, and squash. The fertile Supe Valley provided ideal conditions for farming, and the people of Caral had developed sophisticated irrigation systems to support their agricultural practices. Others might have focused on fishing in the nearby Pacific Ocean, bringing back their catch to trade or contribute to the community's food supply. Craftspeople played a crucial role in Caral society. Some inhabitants spent their days weaving textiles, creating intricate designs that showcased their skill and cultural identity. Others worked as builders, constantly maintaining and expanding the city's impressive architecture, including its iconic stepped pyramids and sunken circular plazas. As the day progressed, social and religious activities would take place. Caral was a society deeply rooted in ritual, and inhabitants likely participated in ceremonies led by priests or leaders. These events, held in the city's grand public spaces, helped reinforce social bonds and maintain the cultural fabric of this early civilization. As night fell, families would gather in their homes, sharing meals and stories before resting for another day in this remarkable ancient city. Archaeologists excavating the ancient city of Caral in Peru have uncovered a variety of household items that provide fascinating insights into daily life over 4,000 years ago. Among the most common finds are simple clay pots and vessels used for cooking and storage. These containers often feature distinctive decorative patterns that hint at the artistic sensibilities of Caral's inhabitants. Woven baskets and textiles made from cotton and other plant fibers have also been discovered, showcasing the advanced weaving techniques employed by the people of Caral. These items were likely used for storing food and other goods, as well as for clothing. Stone tools, including hand axes and grinding stones, reveal the technologies used for food preparation and craft production. Musical instruments such as flutes carved from animal bones offer a glimpse into the cultural and recreational aspects of life in Caral. Small figurines made of clay or stone, possibly used in religious ceremonies or as toys, have been found in residential areas. Fishing nets and hooks made from cactus needles point to the importance of marine resources in the Caral diet, despite the city's inland location. These household items paint a picture of a well-developed society with specialized crafts, trade networks, and a rich cultural life. The preservation and discovery of such everyday objects allow archaeologists to reconstruct the daily experiences of people who lived in one of the oldest urban centers in the Americas, bridging the vast gap of time between their world and ours. The ancient city of Caral in Peru offers fascinating insights into early human civilization. Archaeological evidence suggests that family structures in Caral, which flourished around 4,600 years ago, shared some similarities with modern societies, but also had distinct differences. In Caral, extended family units appeared to be the norm, with multiple generations living together in large, multi-room complexes. This arrangement fostered strong familial bonds and allowed for shared childcare and resource distribution, much like some extended families in modern societies. However, the Caral society likely placed greater emphasis on communal living and collective responsibility than many contemporary cultures. Gender roles in Caral seem to have been more fluid than in many later civilizations. Evidence indicates that both men and women held positions of authority and participated in various aspects of daily life, including religious ceremonies and decision-making processes. This egalitarian approach contrasts with the more rigid gender divisions often seen in subsequent ancient societies and some modern cultures. The importance of ancestry and lineage in Caral society is evident from burial practices and architectural layouts. This focus on familial heritage continues in many modern societies, though often in different forms. While modern families may not live in multi-generational compounds like those in Caral, the value placed on family history and connections remains a common thread across time. Archaeological evidence from Caral, an ancient city in Peru, provides fascinating insights into childhood and education in this early civilization. Excavations have uncovered small clay figurines that appear to be children's toys, suggesting that play was an important part of growing up in Caral society. These miniature objects often mimic adult tools and activities, indicating that children may have learned through imitation and imaginative play. Researchers have also found musical instruments, such as flutes made from animal bones, that were likely used in both ceremonial and educational contexts. This suggests that music played a role in the cultural transmission of knowledge and skills from one generation to the next. The presence of these instruments in various sizes hints at a progression of learning, with smaller flutes potentially designed for younger players. The layout of Caral itself offers clues about education and child-rearing practices. The city's design includes large open plazas and smaller, more intimate spaces that could have served as gathering places for instruction and storytelling. These communal areas might have been where children received informal education about their culture, history, and societal roles. While direct evidence of formal schooling is limited, the sophisticated architecture and complex social organization of Caral imply a system for passing down specialized knowledge. The construction of massive pyramids and intricate irrigation systems would have required extensive training, suggesting that some form of apprenticeship or structured learning was likely in place for children and young adults to acquire these crucial skills. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago. Despite its age, archaeological evidence provides fascinating insights into their entertainment and social activities. Music played a significant role in Caral society. Excavations have uncovered various musical instruments, including flutes made from animal bones and condor feathers. These findings suggest that the people of Caral enjoyed musical performances, possibly during religious ceremonies or social gatherings. Sports and games were also important in Caral. Archaeologists have discovered evidence of a ball game played in circular plazas. This game likely served both as entertainment and as a means of social bonding within the community. The exact rules of the game remain unknown, but its presence indicates that physical activities were valued for recreation and possibly for ritualistic purposes. Feasting appears to have been another form of entertainment in Caral. Excavations have revealed areas dedicated to large-scale food preparation and consumption, suggesting that communal meals were significant events. These feasts may have combined sustenance with social interaction, storytelling, and other forms of entertainment, fostering a sense of community among the inhabitants of this ancient city. Archaeological excavations at Caral, an ancient city located in present-day Peru, have revealed intriguing evidence of religious practices dating back over 4,000 years. One of the most significant findings is the presence of several large pyramids and circular plazas, which researchers believe were used for ceremonial gatherings and rituals. These structures suggest a highly organized society with a complex belief system. Excavations have also uncovered small figurines and musical instruments, including flutes made from animal bones and condor bones. These artifacts likely played important roles in religious ceremonies and spiritual practices. The discovery of quippus, a system of knotted cords used for record-keeping, indicates that the inhabitants of Caral had sophisticated methods of preserving information, possibly including religious knowledge and rituals. Another compelling piece of evidence is the presence of offerings buried within the foundations of buildings. These offerings often included valuable items such as textiles and foodstuffs, suggesting they were part of important religious ceremonies. The careful placement of these objects indicates a belief in the spiritual significance of construction and the importance of appeasing deities or ancestral spirits. The layout of the city itself provides further evidence of religious practices. The alignment of certain structures with astronomical events, such as solstices, suggests that the inhabitants of Caral had a deep connection between their religious beliefs and celestial observations. This integration of astronomy and spirituality was common in many ancient cultures and likely played a crucial role in the religious life of Caral's inhabitants. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago. As one of the oldest known urban settlements in the Americas, Caral has provided archaeologists with fascinating insights into early Andean culture. However, when it comes to specific deities worshipped by the people of Caral, our knowledge is limited. Archaeological evidence suggests that religion and ritual played a significant role in Caral society. Excavations have revealed several ceremonial structures, including sunken circular plazas and pyramids, which were likely used for religious ceremonies and rituals. These architectural features indicate a complex belief system, but they do not provide clear information about specific gods or goddesses. One intriguing discovery in Caral is the presence of musical instruments, particularly flutes made from condor and pelican bones. These instruments may have been used in religious ceremonies, hinting at the importance of music and possibly bird symbolism in Caral's spiritual practices. Additionally, researchers have found evidence of offerings, including food and precious objects, suggesting a belief in the need to appease or honor supernatural forces. While we cannot name specific deities worshipped by the people of Caral, the archaeological evidence points to a rich spiritual life centered around communal rituals, possibly involving natural elements and celestial observations. As research continues, we may uncover more clues about the religious beliefs of this ancient civilization, shedding light on the spiritual world of one of humanity's earliest urban societies. The ancient city of Caral in Peru offers fascinating insights into early religious practices. Archaeological evidence suggests that ceremonies in Caral were elaborate affairs, likely centered around their impressive pyramid structures. These pyramids, built over 4,000 years ago, served as platforms for important rituals and gatherings. Excavations have uncovered ceremonial spaces atop these pyramids, including circular plazas and altars. These areas were probably used for offerings to deities and for important community events. Artifacts found at the site, such as flutes made from condor and pelican bones, indicate that music played a significant role in these ceremonies. The haunting melodies of these instruments would have echoed across the sacred spaces, creating an atmosphere of reverence and spiritual connection. Fire also appears to have been a crucial element in Caral ceremonies. Researchers have discovered remains of carefully maintained fires at the pyramid summits, suggesting that these flames held deep symbolic meaning. Perhaps they represented a connection between the earthly and divine realms, or served as a focal point for meditation and prayer. The layout of Caral, with its central plaza surrounded by pyramids and other structures, implies that ceremonies were communal events. Large gatherings likely took place in these open spaces, with religious leaders conducting rituals visible to all. These ceremonies might have included processions, dances, and collective prayers, reinforcing social bonds and shared beliefs among the inhabitants of this ancient city. Shamanism was a central aspect of spiritual life in Caral, an ancient city that flourished in Peru over 4,000 years ago. As one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas, Caral provides valuable insights into early religious practices and beliefs. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence suggesting that shamans held significant influence in Caral society. These spiritual leaders likely acted as intermediaries between the physical and spiritual realms, guiding rituals and ceremonies that were integral to the community's well-being. The presence of elaborate ceremonial spaces and structures within the city points to the importance of these shamanic practices. Excavations have revealed artifacts, such as flutes made from condor and pelican bones, which were likely used in shamanic rituals. These instruments, along with evidence of psychoactive plant use, indicate that altered states of consciousness played a role in spiritual experiences. Shamans may have used these tools to communicate with the spirit world, seek guidance, or perform healing ceremonies. The spiritual life of Caral also appears to have been closely tied to astronomical observations. Structures aligned with celestial events suggest that shamans may have been involved in tracking and interpreting these phenomena, further emphasizing their role as keepers of sacred knowledge and mediators between the earthly and cosmic realms. Caral, an ancient city located in Peru, has long fascinated archaeologists and historians. Dating back approximately 5,000 years, this site provides crucial insights into early urban development in the Americas. Contrary to many other ancient civilizations, Caral presents a unique case when it comes to human sacrifice. Extensive archaeological excavations at Caral have yielded no evidence of human sacrifice. This absence is particularly noteworthy given the prevalence of such practices in later Andean cultures. Instead, researchers have uncovered a wealth of artifacts and structures that point to a society focused on trade, astronomy, and agriculture. The lack of human sacrifice evidence in Caral challenges previously held assumptions about early complex societies. It suggests that violence and ritual killing were not necessary components for the development of civilization in this region. This finding has led researchers to reconsider the factors that contributed to social cohesion and political power in early urban centers. While Caral does not show signs of human sacrifice, archaeologists have found other intriguing ritual objects. These include flutes made from animal bones and evidence of complex burial practices. Such discoveries indicate a rich cultural and spiritual life in Caral, one that apparently did not rely on human sacrifice to maintain social order or appease deities. The ancient city of Caral in Peru offers fascinating insights into early Andean religious practices. Dating back to around 2900 BCE, Caral predates later Andean civilizations by thousands of years. Despite this vast time difference, archaeologists have uncovered evidence of religious rituals and beliefs that show some intriguing similarities to those of later cultures. One key feature of Caral's religious practices was the use of pyramids as ceremonial centers. These stepped structures served as platforms for rituals and likely held great spiritual significance. This tradition of pyramid building for religious purposes continued in later Andean civilizations, such as the Moche and Inca, suggesting a long-standing cultural connection to these monumental structures. Caral also shows evidence of ritual offerings, including carefully buried objects and even human remains. This practice of making offerings to deities or ancestors persisted in later Andean cultures, evolving into more elaborate forms over time. However, Caral's offerings appear simpler and less frequent than those found in later societies, indicating a gradual intensification of these practices over millennia. Unlike later Andean civilizations, Caral lacks evidence of large-scale human sacrifice or complex pantheons of gods. This suggests that while the foundations of Andean religious practices were laid in Caral, the elaborate mythologies and more intense rituals associated with later cultures developed over time, possibly in response to changing social and environmental pressures. Archaeologists have unearthed several intriguing religious artifacts at the ancient city of Caral in Peru. These discoveries provide valuable insights into the spiritual beliefs and practices of one of the oldest known civilizations in the Americas. Among the most significant finds are small clay figurines, likely used in religious ceremonies or as votive offerings. These figurines often depict human forms with exaggerated features, possibly representing deities or ancestral spirits important to the Caral people. Researchers have also uncovered evidence of ritual spaces within the city. These include sunken circular plazas, which archaeologists believe were used for communal gatherings and religious ceremonies. At the center of some of these plazas, excavators found ceremonial fires containing burnt offerings, suggesting complex ritualistic practices. Another notable discovery is the presence of musical instruments, particularly flutes made from animal bones. These instruments were likely used in religious ceremonies, highlighting the importance of music in the spiritual life of the Caral civilization. The careful placement of these artifacts within specific structures further emphasizes their sacred significance to the ancient inhabitants of this remarkable city. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in the Supe Valley of Peru, thrived in a challenging desert environment over 4,000 years ago. These resourceful people developed innovative techniques to overcome the harsh conditions and build a prosperous society. To cope with the arid climate, the Caral people constructed an extensive network of irrigation canals. These channels diverted water from the Supe River, allowing them to cultivate crops in the desert soil. They grew a variety of plants, including cotton, squash, and beans, which formed the foundation of their agricultural economy. The Caral civilization also made clever use of the strong winds that swept through the valley. They built their structures with ventilation shafts that captured these winds, creating natural air conditioning systems to keep their buildings cool in the scorching desert heat. This architectural innovation demonstrates their advanced understanding of their environment and their ability to adapt to it. Furthermore, the people of Caral developed a sustainable fishing industry to supplement their diet. Despite being located inland, they maintained trade relations with coastal communities, exchanging their agricultural products for marine resources. This diversified food supply helped them thrive in an otherwise inhospitable environment, showcasing their ingenuity and adaptability in the face of challenging conditions. The ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru, employed sophisticated water management techniques that were remarkably advanced for its time. Dating back to around 2900 BCE, Caral was one of the earliest urban centers in the Americas. The inhabitants of Caral developed an intricate system of canals and irrigation channels to divert water from the nearby Supe River. These channels allowed them to control the flow of water to their agricultural fields, ensuring a steady supply for their crops even during dry seasons. The careful engineering of these waterways demonstrated a deep understanding of hydraulics and topography. Archaeologists have also discovered evidence of water storage facilities in Caral. Large reservoirs were constructed to collect and store rainwater, as well as excess river water during times of abundance. This stored water could then be used during drier periods, showcasing the foresight and planning abilities of Caral's inhabitants. Furthermore, the city's architects incorporated drainage systems into their urban planning. These systems helped manage wastewater and prevent flooding during heavy rains, contributing to the overall health and sustainability of the settlement. The advanced water management techniques employed in Caral played a crucial role in the city's long-term survival and prosperity in a challenging desert environment. The ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru, faced numerous challenges from natural disasters, particularly earthquakes. Archaeological evidence reveals that the inhabitants of this 5,000-year-old civilization developed innovative strategies to cope with seismic events. One of their primary methods was the use of shikras, large bags woven from plant fibers and filled with stones. These shikras were incorporated into the foundations and walls of buildings, creating a flexible structure that could absorb seismic shocks. This ingenious technique allowed buildings to sway during earthquakes rather than collapse, significantly reducing damage and loss of life. Caral's architects also designed buildings with a wider base than top, improving stability during ground tremors. They used lightweight materials for upper stories, further enhancing the structure's ability to withstand shaking. Additionally, they constructed separate buildings for different functions rather than large, monolithic structures, which helped limit the spread of damage during seismic events. These advanced engineering techniques demonstrate the sophisticated understanding Caral's inhabitants had of their environment and the natural forces that threatened their city. Their approach to earthquake mitigation was remarkably effective, contributing to the longevity of their civilization and leaving a lasting legacy in the field of ancient engineering. El Niño events played a significant role in shaping the ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru. These periodic climate phenomena, characterized by warming ocean temperatures and altered weather patterns, had profound effects on the Caral society that flourished over 4,000 years ago. During El Niño events, the typically arid coastal region of Peru experienced increased rainfall. This influx of water transformed the landscape, turning desert areas into temporary oases. For the people of Caral, these changes brought both opportunities and challenges. The increased moisture allowed for more extensive agriculture, potentially boosting food production in the short term. However, El Niño events also brought destructive forces. Heavy rains could lead to flooding, damaging crops and infrastructure. The altered climate patterns disrupted normal fishing practices, as warm waters drove away cold water fish species that were crucial to the Caral diet. These fluctuations in food sources likely prompted the civilization to develop adaptive strategies, such as diversifying their agricultural practices and creating storage systems for surplus food. Evidence suggests that the Caral civilization's sophisticated understanding of their environment, including El Niño cycles, contributed to their long-term survival. They built elevated platforms for important structures, possibly to protect against flooding, and developed irrigation systems to manage water resources effectively. This adaptability in the face of climate variability showcases the resilience and ingenuity of the Caral people, highlighting how ancient civilizations could thrive despite environmental challenges. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, developed a sophisticated system to harness resources from diverse environments. Situated inland from the Pacific coast and near the Andes Mountains, Caral's inhabitants expertly exploited the unique offerings of both regions. From the coastal areas, Caral's people obtained abundant marine resources. They harvested fish and shellfish, which provided crucial protein for their diet. These marine products were not only consumed locally, but also dried and traded with other communities. The coast also supplied cotton, which was essential for making fishing nets and textiles. The nearby mountains offered different but equally valuable resources. The Caral civilization utilized various plants and minerals found in the higher altitudes. They cultivated crops such as squash, beans, and guava in the fertile valley areas. From the mountains, they also extracted stones for construction and tool making. This strategic utilization of resources from different ecological zones allowed Caral to thrive. By developing trade networks between the coast and the mountains, they created a robust economic system that supported their complex society for over 1,000 years. This ability to harness diverse resources contributed significantly to Caral's status as one of the oldest urban civilizations in the Americas. Caral, an ancient city located in Peru, provides fascinating insights into sustainable practices from over 4,000 years ago. Archaeological evidence suggests the inhabitants of this early civilization developed sophisticated methods to thrive in their challenging environment. One key example of sustainability in Caral is their innovative irrigation system. The people of Caral constructed an intricate network of canals that efficiently distributed water from the nearby superriver to their agricultural fields. This system allowed them to cultivate crops in an otherwise arid region, demonstrating their ability to adapt to and maximize the use of limited resources. The Caral civilization also practiced crop rotation and diversification, as evidenced by the variety of plant remains found at the site. This approach helped maintain soil fertility and reduced the risk of crop failure, ensuring a more stable food supply for the population. Additionally, archaeologists have discovered evidence of terraced fields, which prevented soil erosion and conserved water, further showcasing the inhabitants' commitment to sustainable land management. Another notable aspect of Caral's sustainability was their use of renewable materials in construction. Many buildings were made from locally sourced reeds and adobe, which had a lower environmental impact compared to more resource-intensive materials. This choice of building materials also allowed for easier maintenance and reconstruction, contributing to the longevity of their urban centers. The Caral civilization, an ancient society that flourished in Peru over 4,000 years ago, faced significant challenges due to climate change. As the environment around them shifted, these early urban dwellers had to adapt their way of life to survive. Initially, the Caral people benefited from a stable climate that allowed them to develop advanced agricultural techniques and build impressive monuments. However, as time passed, they began to experience more frequent and severe El Niño events. These periodic warming of Pacific Ocean waters led to increased rainfall in some years and prolonged droughts in others. The unpredictable weather patterns caused by climate change forced the Caral civilization to innovate. They developed sophisticated irrigation systems to manage water during dry spells and created raised fields to protect crops from flooding. Despite these adaptations, the increasingly erratic climate eventually took its toll on food production and social stability. Ultimately, the cumulative effects of climate change contributed to the decline of the Caral civilization. As resources became scarcer and less reliable, social tensions likely increased, and the once thriving urban centers gradually lost their population. The story of Caral serves as a stark reminder of how climate change can reshape even the most advanced societies, forcing them to adapt or face collapse. The ancient city of Caral in Peru offers intriguing glimpses into early medical practices in the Americas. Archaeologists have uncovered several pieces of evidence that shed light on how the inhabitants of this 5,000-year-old civilization approached health and healing. One significant find was a collection of surgical tools made from obsidian and animal bones. These instruments suggest that the people of Caral performed basic surgical procedures, possibly including the treatment of wounds and even primitive forms of cranial surgery. The precision of these tools indicates a level of medical knowledge that was quite advanced for its time. Researchers have also discovered various medicinal plants and herbs at the site, suggesting the use of natural remedies. Analysis of human remains from Caral has revealed traces of these plants, providing direct evidence of their consumption for medicinal purposes. This points to a sophisticated understanding of local flora and its potential healing properties. Additionally, the layout of certain structures in Caral hints at the existence of dedicated healing spaces. Some buildings feature unique architectural elements that archaeologists believe may have been used for medical treatments or rituals associated with health and wellness. These findings collectively paint a picture of a society that placed significant importance on medical care and healing practices. Archaeological evidence from Caral, an ancient civilization that flourished in Peru around 5,000 years ago, has not provided definitive proof of specialized healers or doctors. However, this absence of evidence does not necessarily mean they did not exist. The Caral civilization, known for its advanced urban planning and sophisticated architecture, likely had some form of healthcare system or individuals with healing knowledge. Many ancient societies developed methods for treating illnesses and injuries, often combining practical medical knowledge with spiritual or religious practices. In Caral, As in other early civilizations, healing roles might have been filled by religious leaders or individuals believed to have special connections to the spiritual world. Excavations at Caral have uncovered various plants and herbs that could have been used for medicinal purposes. This suggests that the people of Caral had some understanding of herbal remedies and their applications in treating ailments. It is possible that certain members of the community specialized in gathering and administering these natural medicines. While we cannot say with certainty that Caral had dedicated doctors or healers, it is reasonable to assume that some individuals within the society possessed greater knowledge of healing practices than others. As research continues, future discoveries may provide more insight into the healthcare practices of this fascinating ancient civilization. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, flourished over 4,000 years ago. While we cannot know with absolute certainty which specific medicinal plants they used, archaeological evidence and knowledge of local flora provide some insights. Given the rich biodiversity of the region, the people of Caral likely utilized a variety of native plants for medicinal purposes. Coca leaves, still used today for their stimulant and pain-relieving properties, were probably an important medicinal plant. Another potential candidate is the maca root. Known for its nutritional value and potential health benefits, archaeologists have found remains of plants such as guayaba and lucuma at Caral sites. While these are primarily food plants, many cultures have traditionally used them for their medicinal properties as well. The people of Caral may have also used plants like cat's claw, a vine known for its anti-inflammatory properties, or sangra de grado, a tree sap used to treat wounds and skin conditions. It's important to note that the medicinal knowledge of ancient cultures like Caral often blended with spiritual practices. Plants may have been used not only for their physical healing properties, but also as part of ritual or ceremonial treatments, reflecting a holistic approach to health and well-being that was common in many ancient societies. Archaeological evidence from Caral, an ancient city in Peru dating back approximately 5,000 years, has indeed revealed intriguing insights into early medical practices. While there is no direct evidence of complex surgical procedures as we understand them today, researchers have uncovered artifacts and human remains that suggest a sophisticated understanding of the human body and attempts at medical interventions. Excavations at Caral have unearthed various tools made from obsidian and other materials that could have been used for basic medical procedures. These include small, sharp blades that might have been employed for making incisions or draining wounds. Additionally, archaeologists have found bone needles that could have been used for suturing injuries or closing incisions. Perhaps the most compelling evidence comes from the discovery of human skulls showing signs of trepanation, a procedure involving the creation of a hole in the skull. This practice, which was surprisingly common in ancient Andean cultures, was likely performed to relieve pressure on the brain or to treat head injuries. The presence of healed trepanation marks on some skulls suggests that at least some individuals survived these early surgical attempts. While the evidence from Caral does not point to the complex surgical procedures we associate with modern medicine, it does indicate a level of medical knowledge and practice that was remarkably advanced for its time. These findings provide valuable insights into the development of medical practices in early human civilizations and highlight the ingenuity of our ancestors in addressing health issues. The inhabitants of Caral, an ancient city in Peru that flourished around 4,600 years ago, enjoyed remarkably good health compared to many other ancient populations. Archaeological evidence suggests that the people of Caral had access to a diverse and nutritious diet, which contributed significantly to their overall well-being. Excavations have revealed that Caral's residents consumed a variety of foods, including fish, shellfish, fruits, vegetables, and grains. This balanced diet provided essential nutrients and helped prevent many of the nutritional deficiencies common in other ancient societies. The proximity to both the coast and fertile valleys allowed Caral's inhabitants to benefit from a wide range of food sources. Skeletal remains found at Caral show fewer signs of chronic diseases and nutritional stress than those found in many other ancient populations. The bones of Caral's inhabitants indicate that they were generally taller and had fewer dental problems than their contemporaries in other parts of the world. This suggests that they had better access to quality food and possibly faced fewer environmental stresses. The advanced urban planning of Caral, which included sophisticated irrigation systems and waste management, likely contributed to improved public health. Clean water and proper sanitation would have reduced the spread of infectious diseases, a common problem in many ancient cities. The combination of good nutrition, urban planning, and a relatively peaceful existence allowed the people of Caral to achieve a level of health that was exceptional for their time. Skeletal remains from Caral offer valuable insights into the diet and health of its ancient inhabitants. Analysis of bones and teeth reveals that the people of Caral consumed a diverse diet rich in plant-based foods, particularly maize and other crops cultivated in the fertile Supe Valley. This agricultural foundation was supplemented by marine resources, as evidenced by traces of fish and shellfish in their remains. The overall health of Caral's population appears to have been relatively good, with few signs of severe malnutrition or widespread disease. Dental examinations show moderate wear, suggesting a diet that included fibrous plants and grains. Interestingly, there are minimal indicators of dental caries, which might point to a diet lower in sugars compared to later civilizations. Bone analysis also provides clues about physical activity and labor patterns. Many skeletons show signs of repetitive stress on certain joints, indicating that Caral's people engaged in regular, physically demanding tasks. This aligns with archaeological evidence of large-scale construction projects and agricultural activities in the ancient city. Isotope analysis of bones and teeth offers further details about migration patterns and dietary changes over time. This data suggests that most of Caral's inhabitants were local to the region, with a stable diet throughout their lives, reinforcing the image of a well-established, sustainable urban society in ancient Peru. The ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru, flourished around 4,600 years ago. While direct evidence of specific health challenges is limited due to the age of the site, archaeologists have made some intriguing discoveries that offer insights into the lives and health of Caral's inhabitants. One notable finding is the presence of fish bones and shellfish remains in Caral, despite its location about 25 kilometers inland from the coast. This suggests that the people of Caral had a diet rich in seafood, which would have provided essential nutrients and potentially helped prevent some nutritional deficiencies common in early agricultural societies. However, the transition to a more sedentary lifestyle and increased reliance on agriculture likely brought its own health challenges. As with many early urban centers, Caral's inhabitants may have faced issues such as dental problems from a diet higher in carbohydrates and increased exposure to infectious diseases due to higher population density and closer contact with domesticated animals. Interestingly, archaeologists have found evidence of the use of various medicinal plants at Caral, indicating that the inhabitants had developed some forms of healthcare practices. This suggests they were actively addressing health issues, though the specific ailments they were treating remain a subject of ongoing research and speculation. Archaeologists have found no evidence of warfare or violent conflict in the ancient city of Caral. This remarkable absence of weapons, fortifications, or signs of battle damage sets Caral apart from many other early civilizations. Located in present-day Peru, Caral flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago, making it one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas. The lack of warfare indicators in Caral has led researchers to propose that this society may have been unusually peaceful and cooperative. Instead of military structures, excavations have revealed complex irrigation systems, large public plazas, and pyramids that suggest a focus on agriculture, trade, and religious or ceremonial activities. This peaceful development challenges assumptions about the role of conflict in early societal growth. However, the absence of evidence for warfare does not definitively prove that Caral was entirely free from conflict. It is possible that any disputes were resolved through other means, such as negotiation or ritual competitions. The discovery of musical instruments and evidence of festivals suggests that shared cultural experiences may have played a role in maintaining social cohesion. The peaceful nature of Caral raises intriguing questions about the factors that contribute to the development of complex societies. It demonstrates that warfare is not necessarily a prerequisite for urban growth and social complexity, offering a fascinating counterpoint to more militaristic ancient civilizations. Caral, an ancient city in Peru dating back over 5,000 years, stands out among early civilizations for its apparent lack of warfare and violence. Archaeological evidence from this site paints a picture of a society focused on commerce, astronomy, and spiritual practices rather than military conquest. Unlike many other ancient civilizations, Caral lacks fortifications, weapons, and depictions of battle scenes. This absence of martial artifacts contrasts sharply with contemporaneous societies in Mesopotamia and Egypt, where warfare was a prominent aspect of daily life and governance. In those regions, city walls, armies, and violent imagery were commonplace. The peaceful nature of Caral is further emphasized by the prevalence of musical instruments found at the site. Flutes made from condor and pelican bones suggest a culture that valued artistic expression and communal gatherings. This focus on music and ceremony offers a stark contrast to the military parades and conquest celebrations often seen in other ancient societies. However, it is important to note that the absence of evidence for warfare does not definitively prove that Caral was entirely peaceful. It is possible that conflicts occurred without leaving archaeological traces. Nonetheless, the available evidence suggests that Caral represents a rare example of an early complex society that prioritized trade, ritual, and cultural development over military might. Caral, the ancient city in Peru that flourished around 4,600 years ago, stands out for its lack of defensive structures. This absence is particularly intriguing given the common perception that early civilizations often needed protection from external threats. Unlike many other ancient cities, Caral shows no evidence of walls, fortifications, or weapons. This suggests that the society living in Caral likely enjoyed a period of relative peace and stability. The city's layout and architectural features indicate a focus on civic and ceremonial structures rather than military installations. The peaceful nature of Caral challenges our understanding of early complex societies. It provides evidence that warfare was not necessarily a driving force in the development of all early civilizations. Instead, Caral seems to have thrived through trade, agriculture, and possibly shared religious or cultural practices. This unique characteristic of Caral offers valuable insights into the diverse ways human societies have organized themselves throughout history. It prompts us to reconsider our assumptions about the role of conflict in the emergence of complex urban centers in the ancient world. Archaeologists have found no evidence of weapons or warfare at the ancient city of Caral in Peru. This remarkable absence of military artifacts sets Caral apart from many other early civilizations. Instead of weapons, excavations have revealed a society focused on commerce, spirituality, and possibly astronomy. The ruins of Caral contain large public plazas, ceremonial structures, and residential areas, but lack any fortifications or defensive walls commonly found in ancient cities. Researchers have uncovered musical instruments like flutes made from animal bones and condor bones, suggesting a rich cultural life. They have also found evidence of trade in exotic goods from distant regions. This lack of weapons has led archaeologists to hypothesize that Caral was a peaceful society, possibly governed by religious or political leaders who maintained order through shared beliefs and economic cooperation rather than military force. The absence of warfare artifacts in Caral challenges our understanding of how early complex societies developed and functioned. The peaceful nature of Caral raises intriguing questions about the role of conflict in the development of civilization and suggests that some ancient cultures may have found alternative paths to social complexity and urban development. Caral, the ancient city in Peru, maintained peaceful relations with neighboring settlements through a combination of trade, shared religious practices, and cultural exchange. Archaeological evidence suggests that Caral served as a center for commerce, drawing people from surrounding areas to participate in markets and festivals. The city's inhabitants likely traded cotton, fish, and other goods with nearby communities, fostering economic interdependence and mutual benefit. This network of trade relationships would have encouraged cooperation rather than conflict, as disrupting these connections would have been detrimental to all parties involved. Religious ceremonies and rituals played a significant role in Caral's society, and it is believed that these practices extended to neighboring settlements as well. Shared spiritual beliefs and communal gatherings for religious purposes would have strengthened social bonds between different groups, promoting a sense of unity and discouraging violent confrontations. Furthermore, the absence of weapons or fortifications in Caral suggests that the city did not face significant military threats. This peaceful environment likely allowed for cultural exchange and the spread of knowledge, further cementing positive relationships with neighboring settlements and contributing to the long-lasting stability of the region. Archaeologists have proposed several intriguing theories to explain the absence of evidence for warfare in the ancient city of Caral. This remarkable site, located in Peru and dating back over 4,000 years, stands out among early civilizations for its apparent peacefulness. One theory suggests that Caral's society was structured around trade and religious ceremonies rather than military power. The city's strategic location may have allowed it to become a thriving trade center, reducing the need for conflict with neighboring groups. Another hypothesis posits that Caral's leaders may have employed sophisticated diplomatic strategies to maintain peace. They might have fostered alliances through marriage, shared religious practices, or mutual economic benefits. This approach could have created a network of friendly relations that discouraged warfare and promoted stability in the region. Some researchers speculate that Caral's inhabitants may have developed advanced conflict resolution mechanisms. These could have included mediation processes or a system of shared governance that addressed disputes before they escalated into violence. Such practices, if they existed, would have been remarkably progressive for their time and could explain the lack of weapons and fortifications in the archaeological record. A final theory proposes that environmental factors played a role in promoting peace. The challenging desert environment surrounding Caral may have necessitated cooperation rather than competition for resources. This shared struggle against harsh conditions could have united the population, focusing their efforts on survival and development rather than warfare. The ancient city of Caral, located in present-day Peru, offers a fascinating glimpse into early urban development unaffected by warfare. This absence of conflict had profound implications for Caral's growth and societal structure. Without the need for defensive fortifications or weapons production, Caral's inhabitants could focus their resources and efforts on other aspects of city life. The lack of warfare allowed Caral to allocate more resources towards infrastructure and public works. Archaeologists have uncovered evidence of elaborate irrigation systems, demonstrating advanced agricultural techniques that supported the city's population. These innovations in food production likely contributed to population growth and social stability. Caral's peaceful environment also fostered cultural and technological advancements. The city boasts impressive architectural achievements, including large pyramids and circular plazas, suggesting a society with time and energy to devote to non-military pursuits. Additionally, evidence of musical instruments and complex textiles indicates a rich cultural life uninterrupted by conflict. The absence of warfare in Caral challenges our understanding of early urban societies. It provides a unique example of how cities can develop and thrive without the driving force of military competition, offering valuable insights into alternative paths of social evolution and the potential for peaceful coexistence in early human settlements. Archaeological evidence from Caral, an ancient city in Peru that flourished around 4,600 years ago, provides some intriguing clues about gender roles in this early civilization. Excavations have uncovered burial sites containing both male and female remains, with no significant differences in the quality or quantity of grave goods between genders. This suggests a relatively egalitarian society where men and women may have held similar social status. Artifacts found at the site also hint at the roles of men and women in Caral society. Textile tools such as spindle whorls and needles were discovered in various locations, indicating that weaving was an important activity. While traditionally associated with women in many ancient cultures, the widespread distribution of these tools across the city implies that textile production might have involved both genders. The architectural layout of Caral reveals large public spaces and ceremonial structures, pointing to a complex social organization. Some researchers propose that women may have played significant roles in religious and civic activities based on figurines and other artistic representations found at the site. However, it is important to note that interpreting gender roles from archaeological remains is challenging and often subject to debate. Overall, while definitive conclusions about gender roles in Caral society remain elusive, the available evidence suggests a more balanced and less rigidly defined division of labor and social status between men and women compared to many other ancient civilizations. This perspective on gender in Caral continues to intrigue archaeologists and historians, prompting further research into the social dynamics of this fascinating early urban center. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, has intrigued archaeologists and historians for decades. While definitive evidence of specific female leaders or rulers in Caral remains elusive, archaeological findings suggest that women held significant roles in this early society. Excavations at Caral have uncovered burial sites containing both male and female remains adorned with similar high-status objects. This indicates that women likely occupied positions of importance within the social hierarchy. Additionally, some artifacts and architectural features found at the site hint at the possibility of female religious or political leaders. One particularly noteworthy discovery is a figurine depicting a naked woman wearing only a complex headdress. This artifact has led some researchers to speculate about the existence of female shamans or priestesses who may have wielded considerable influence in Caral society. However, it is important to note that interpreting such evidence requires caution, as our understanding of gender roles in ancient cultures is often limited. While we cannot definitively state that there were female rulers in Caral, the archaeological evidence suggests a society where women played significant roles. This challenges traditional assumptions about gender dynamics in ancient civilizations and opens up new avenues for understanding the complex social structures of early human settlements. The ancient civilization of Caral in Peru offers intriguing insights into the roles of women in early societies. Archaeological evidence suggests that women in Caral held significant positions of power and influence, which was relatively uncommon in many other ancient civilizations of the time. In Caral, women appear to have participated in various aspects of society, including religious ceremonies, political leadership, and economic activities. Excavations have uncovered female figurines and burial sites containing women with valuable artifacts, indicating their elevated status. This contrasts with many other ancient civilizations where women were often relegated to domestic roles or excluded from positions of authority. For instance, in ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt, while some women did achieve high status, it was generally less common and more restricted to royal or elite families. In Caral, the distribution of power and influence among women seems to have been more widespread across different social strata. The egalitarian nature of Caral society extended to labor as well. Unlike in many other ancient civilizations where there was a strict division of labor based on gender, archaeological evidence from Caral suggests that both men and women participated in various tasks, including construction and agriculture. This level of gender equality in work and social status was quite progressive for its time and distinguishes Caral from many of its contemporary civilizations. Archaeological evidence from Caral, an ancient city in Peru dating back approximately 5,000 years, has provided intriguing insights into the social structure and division of labor in this early civilization. While definitive conclusions about gender-specific occupations are challenging to draw, researchers have uncovered some clues that suggest certain roles may have been associated with specific genders. Excavations have revealed various tools and artifacts related to different occupations and activities. Some of these findings hint at potential gender-based divisions of labor. For instance, researchers have discovered numerous weaving tools, including spindle whorls and needles, which are often associated with women in many ancient societies. This suggests that textile production might have been a predominantly female occupation in Caral. On the other hand, objects related to fishing and hunting, such as net weights and projectile points, have also been found. In many ancient cultures, these activities were typically associated with men. However, it is important to note that these associations are based on comparisons with other societies and may not accurately reflect the specific gender dynamics of Caral. Interestingly, excavations have also uncovered evidence of musical instruments and ceremonial objects, indicating the presence of religious or ritual specialists. While the gender of these specialists remains uncertain, the discovery highlights the complexity of Caral society and the diverse range of occupations that existed within it. As research continues, archaeologists hope to uncover more evidence that will shed light on the social structure and gender roles in this fascinating ancient civilization. Archaeologists have uncovered fascinating details about childhood in Caral, the ancient Peruvian city that flourished over 4,000 years ago. Evidence suggests that children in Caral were valued members of society, with their upbringing focused on preparing them for adult roles within their complex urban civilization. Caral society appears to have emphasized education and skill development from an early age. Children likely learned through observation and hands-on participation in daily activities. They would have been taught the basics of agriculture, construction, and craft making, skills that were crucial for the city's survival and prosperity. While definitive evidence of gender-based differences in child rearing is limited, some artifacts hint at possible distinctions. Small clay figurines found at the site depict both male and female children engaged in various activities. These may indicate that boys and girls were gradually introduced to gender-specific roles as they grew older, mirroring the division of labor observed in adult society. Despite these potential differences, Caral society seems to have valued the contributions of both genders. The presence of female leaders and religious figures in Caral suggests that girls were not excluded from positions of power and influence, indicating a relatively egalitarian approach to child rearing and social development. The burial practices in Caral, an ancient city in Peru that flourished around 4,600 years ago, offer intriguing insights into gender roles and social structure. Archaeologists have uncovered numerous graves in this early urban center, and their contents provide valuable clues about the society's attitudes toward gender. One of the most striking aspects of Caral's burials is the apparent lack of significant differences between male and female interments. Both men and women were buried with similar types of grave goods, including tools, ornaments, and ritual objects. This suggests that there may have been a degree of gender equality in Caral society, at least in death. Furthermore, the positioning and treatment of bodies in graves show no clear gender-based distinctions. Both men and women were found in various postures and orientations, indicating that gender did not dictate burial customs. This contrasts with some other ancient societies where gender often played a crucial role in determining burial practices. However, it is important to note that burial practices alone cannot provide a complete picture of gender relations in a society. While the evidence from Caral suggests a level of equality, further research into other aspects of daily life, such as labor division and political structures, is necessary to form a more comprehensive understanding of gender roles in this ancient civilization. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, offers intriguing insights into early social structures and gender roles. Archaeological evidence suggests that Caral had a relatively egalitarian society, with both men and women holding important positions and contributing significantly to the community's development. Excavations have revealed that women in Caral participated in various aspects of society, including religious ceremonies, decision-making processes, and specialized crafts. This balanced involvement of both genders likely contributed to a more stable and cooperative social structure, fostering the growth and longevity of the civilization. One notable discovery in Caral is the presence of female skeletons buried with prestigious objects and in significant locations, indicating that women could attain high social status. This suggests that leadership and influence were not exclusively male domains, allowing for a more diverse range of perspectives in governing and shaping the society. The inclusive nature of gender roles in Caral may have promoted social cohesion and innovation, enabling the civilization to thrive for over 1,000 years without evidence of warfare. This peaceful coexistence and shared responsibility between genders could have been a key factor in Caral's ability to construct monumental architecture and develop advanced agricultural techniques, setting a foundation for later Andean civilizations. The ancient city of Caral in Peru offers intriguing evidence of astronomical knowledge dating back over 4,000 years. Archaeologists have discovered that the layout and orientation of Caral's pyramids and plazas align with specific celestial events, suggesting a sophisticated understanding of the night sky. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence is the positioning of two sunken circular plazas within the city. These plazas appear to have been used as astronomical observatories, allowing the inhabitants to track the movements of celestial bodies. The larger plaza aligns with the summer solstice sunset, while the smaller one corresponds to the winter solstice sunrise. Furthermore, researchers have found that the main pyramid complex in Caral is oriented towards the star Sirius, which held great importance in many ancient cultures. This alignment indicates that the builders of Caral had the ability to make precise astronomical observations and incorporate this knowledge into their architectural designs. The presence of these astronomical alignments in Caral not only demonstrates the advanced scientific understanding of its inhabitants, but also suggests that this knowledge played a crucial role in their religious and social practices. It provides a fascinating glimpse into how ancient civilizations in the Americas integrated celestial observations into their daily lives and urban planning. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, relied heavily on astronomical observations to guide their daily lives and societal structure. These early astronomers carefully tracked the movements of celestial bodies, using their knowledge to create accurate calendars that were crucial for agricultural planning and religious ceremonies. Caral's inhabitants constructed specialized structures, including circular plazas and sunken amphitheaters, which served as observatories for monitoring the sky. These architectural marvels allowed them to track the positions of stars, planets, and other celestial objects with remarkable precision. By observing the night sky, they could predict seasonal changes and determine the best times for planting and harvesting crops. The astronomical knowledge of Caral's people extended beyond practical applications. They incorporated their celestial observations into their religious beliefs and rituals, viewing the sky as a source of divine guidance. Important ceremonies and festivals were timed to coincide with specific astronomical events, such as solstices and equinoxes, further emphasizing the deep connection between their daily lives and the cosmos. This integration of astronomy into everyday life demonstrates the sophisticated understanding and technological advancements of the Caral civilization. Their ability to harness celestial knowledge not only improved their agricultural practices, but also shaped their cultural and spiritual identity, highlighting the profound impact of astronomical observations on ancient societies. The ancient city of Caral, located in Peru and dating back to around 2600 BCE, shows evidence of astronomical knowledge and observation. While no structures were exclusively dedicated to astronomical purposes, several features of the city suggest that its inhabitants had a keen interest in celestial events and incorporated this knowledge into their architecture and city planning. The main plaza of Caral was oriented to align with the rising sun during the winter solstice, indicating an understanding of solar movements and their importance in marking seasonal changes. This alignment would have been crucial for agricultural planning and religious ceremonies. Additionally, some of the pyramids in Caral appear to have been positioned to create sightlines with specific stars or constellations, though the exact purpose of these alignments remains a subject of ongoing research. Circular plazas found within the city may have served as observation points for tracking celestial bodies. These open spaces would have provided clear views of the night sky, allowing the inhabitants to monitor the movements of stars, planets, and other celestial phenomena. Such observations could have been used for timekeeping, calendar creation, and potentially for religious or ceremonial purposes. While not as elaborate as later astronomical structures built by other ancient civilizations, the integration of astronomical knowledge into Caral's design demonstrates the importance of celestial observations to its inhabitants. This early interest in astronomy laid the groundwork for more advanced astronomical practices that would develop in later Andean cultures. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, developed a sophisticated understanding of the cosmos that rivaled other advanced cultures of its time. Flourishing around 4,600 years ago, Caral's inhabitants demonstrated a keen interest in celestial observations and their practical applications. Caral's astronomers carefully tracked the movements of celestial bodies, using this knowledge to create accurate calendars. These calendars were crucial for agricultural planning, helping the civilization determine optimal times for planting and harvesting crops. This approach to astronomy was similar to that of ancient Mesopotamian and Egyptian cultures, which also relied heavily on celestial observations for agricultural and religious purposes. One of the most striking features of Caral's astronomical knowledge was their apparent understanding of the precession of the equinoxes, a concept typically attributed to much later civilizations. This suggests that Caral's astronomers possessed a level of sophistication comparable to, and in some ways surpassing, their contemporaries in other parts of the world. Caral's cosmic understanding was deeply intertwined with their religious and social structures, much like other ancient civilizations. However, unlike some cultures that viewed celestial events as unpredictable acts of gods, Caral's approach seemed more systematic and observational, indicating a more scientific mindset. This balance between spiritual significance and practical application of astronomical knowledge places Caral among the most advanced ancient civilizations in terms of cosmic understanding. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, was deeply influenced by celestial events in their religious and cultural practices. Archaeological evidence suggests that the people of Caral were keen observers of the night sky, using their astronomical knowledge to guide various aspects of their society. One of the most significant celestial events for the Caral civilization was the appearance of the Pleiades star cluster. This group of stars played a crucial role in their agricultural calendar, signaling the start of the planting season. The visibility of the Pleiades in the night sky would prompt the Caral people to begin preparing their fields and sowing crops, demonstrating a clear link between celestial observations and their agricultural practices. The layout of Caral's architectural structures also reflects the importance of celestial events. Many of the pyramids and plazas were oriented to align with specific astronomical phenomena, such as solstices and equinoxes. These alignments suggest that the Caral people used their buildings as a form of calendar, marking important dates in their religious and agricultural cycles. Celestial events likely played a role in Caral's religious ceremonies as well. The presence of circular plazas, believed to be used for gatherings and rituals, indicates that the Caral people may have conducted ceremonies timed to coincide with specific astronomical events. These gatherings could have been used to honor deities associated with celestial bodies or to mark important transitions in their cosmic understanding of the world. Archaeologists have discovered intriguing evidence of a possible calendar system in the ancient city of Caral, located in Peru. This remarkable finding sheds light on the sophisticated knowledge and practices of one of the oldest known civilizations in the Americas. The evidence comes in the form of a series of knotted strings reminiscent of the later Incan quipu system. These strings, found in various excavations throughout the city, appear to record lunar cycles and other celestial events. The knots and spacing between them suggest a method for tracking time and possibly predicting important agricultural or ceremonial dates. Additionally, the layout of certain structures in Caral aligns with specific celestial events such as solstices and equinoxes. This architectural arrangement indicates a deep understanding of astronomical cycles and their importance in the society's daily life and rituals. The precise alignment of these structures would have required careful observation and recording of celestial movements over extended periods. While more research is needed to fully understand the extent and complexity of Caral's timekeeping system, these findings provide compelling evidence that the inhabitants of this ancient city had developed sophisticated methods for tracking and recording the passage of time, likely tied to both practical and spiritual aspects of their civilization. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, demonstrated a remarkable understanding of astronomy that deeply influenced their architecture and urban planning. This sophisticated society, which flourished around 4,600 years ago, incorporated celestial observations into the very fabric of their city design. Caral's architects and planners aligned their pyramids and plazas with specific celestial events, such as solstices and equinoxes. These alignments allowed the inhabitants to track the changing seasons, crucial for agricultural planning in the arid Supe Valley where Caral was situated. The largest pyramid in the city, known as the Pyramide Mare, was positioned to capture the first rays of the rising sun during the summer solstice, marking the beginning of the planting season. The layout of Caral's buildings and public spaces also reflected a keen awareness of cardinal directions, with many structures oriented along north-south or east-west axes. This orientation not only demonstrated the builder's astronomical knowledge, but also served practical purposes, such as maximizing natural light and regulating temperature within buildings. Furthermore, circular plazas found throughout Caral likely served as observation points for tracking celestial movements. These open spaces provided clear views of the night sky, allowing Caral's astronomers to study the stars and planets and potentially develop calendars to guide agricultural and ceremonial activities. This integration of astronomical knowledge into urban design highlights the advanced scientific understanding of Caral's inhabitants and their ability to apply this knowledge to enhance their daily lives and societal organization. Caral, the ancient city located in the Supe Valley of Peru, was abandoned around 2,000 years ago after flourishing for nearly a millennium. This remarkable urban center, often called the oldest city in the Americas, saw its decline around 400 BCE. The reasons for Caral's abandonment are not definitively known, but archaeologists have proposed several theories based on evidence found at the site. One prominent hypothesis suggests that climate change played a significant role. The region may have experienced a prolonged period of drought, which would have severely impacted agricultural production and the city's food supply. Another possibility is that social and political factors contributed to Caral's downfall. As societies evolve, power structures can shift, leading to conflicts or the emergence of new cultural centers. It's possible that other settlements in the region began to gain prominence, drawing people away from Caral. Regardless of the specific cause, the abandonment of Caral marked the end of a remarkable chapter in human history. The city had been a center of culture, trade, and innovation for centuries, leaving behind a legacy that continues to fascinate researchers and history enthusiasts to this day. The Caral civilization, an ancient society that flourished in Peru over 4,000 years ago, has long intrigued archaeologists and historians. Several theories attempt to explain its eventual decline, though no single cause has been definitively established. One prominent theory suggests that environmental changes played a crucial role. The Caral civilization was heavily dependent on agriculture, particularly cotton cultivation. Some researchers propose that a prolonged period of drought or changes in rainfall patterns might have disrupted their agricultural systems, leading to food shortages and economic instability. Another hypothesis focuses on social and political factors. As the civilization grew more complex, it's possible that internal conflicts arose, perhaps due to competition for resources or power struggles among the elite. This internal strife could have weakened the social structure and contributed to the society's gradual decline. Some scholars also consider the possibility of external pressures. While there's no evidence of large-scale warfare, The emergence of other competing societies in the region might have disrupted trade networks or led to a shift in population centers. Additionally, changes in the marine ecosystem could have affected fishing. Another important aspect of Caral's economy, further straining their resources. The abandonment of Caral, one of the oldest known urban settlements in the Americas, appears to have been a gradual process rather than a sudden event. Archaeological evidence suggests that the decline of this ancient city in present-day Peru occurred over an extended period. Researchers have found that Caral's population began to decrease slowly, with certain areas of the city being abandoned before others. This gradual depopulation likely took place over several generations, possibly spanning a century or more. The reasons for this decline are still debated among experts, but several factors may have contributed to the city's eventual abandonment. Climate change is considered a significant factor in Caral's decline. Studies indicate that the region experienced increased aridity around 4,500 years ago, which would have made agriculture more challenging and less productive. This environmental shift could have led to food shortages and social instability, prompting people to seek more favorable locations. Additionally, changes in trade patterns and social structures may have played a role in Caral's gradual abandonment. As other settlements in the region grew and developed, Caral's importance as a cultural and economic center may have diminished, leading to a slow but steady outmigration of its inhabitants. This gradual process of abandonment aligns with patterns seen in many ancient urban centers worldwide, where decline often occurs over extended periods rather than as a sudden catastrophic event. The ancient civilization of Caral, located in present-day Peru, thrived for nearly 1,000 years before its eventual decline around 4,600 years ago. Climate change likely played a significant role in this downfall. Archaeological evidence suggests that Caral experienced a prolonged period of drought, which severely impacted its agricultural productivity. Caral's economy was heavily dependent on agriculture, particularly the cultivation of crops such as cotton and various food plants. The changing climate patterns led to decreased rainfall in the region, making it increasingly difficult for the Caral people to maintain their agricultural output. This reduction in crop yields would have put immense strain on the society's food supply and economic stability. Furthermore, the changing climate may have altered the flow patterns of nearby rivers, which were crucial for irrigation. As water became scarcer, it would have been challenging for the Caral civilization to sustain its population and maintain its complex social structure. The environmental stress likely led to increased competition for resources, potentially causing social unrest and conflict. The decline of Caral serves as a stark reminder of the profound impact climate change can have on human societies, even those as advanced and long-lasting as Caral. It highlights the delicate balance between human civilizations and their environment, demonstrating how shifts in climate patterns can contribute to the downfall of even the most established cultures. The fate of the inhabitants of Caral after its abandonment remains a subject of ongoing archaeological investigation and debate. Caral, an ancient city located in present-day Peru, was one of the oldest urban centers in the Americas, flourishing between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago. Archaeological evidence suggests that Caral was gradually abandoned over time rather than experiencing a sudden collapse. As the population dwindled, it is likely that many inhabitants migrated to other settlements in the region. Some may have moved to coastal areas, while others might have sought opportunities in emerging urban centers elsewhere in the Supe Valley or neighboring valleys. Climate change and environmental factors could have played a role in the dispersal of Caral's population. Changes in rainfall patterns or resource availability might have prompted people to seek more favorable living conditions. Additionally, shifts in trade networks or social structures could have influenced the decision to leave the city. While we cannot pinpoint the exact destinations of Caral's former inhabitants, their cultural legacy lived on. The knowledge, technologies, and social structures developed in Caral likely influenced subsequent civilizations in the region, contributing to the rich tapestry of ancient Peruvian cultures that followed. The fall of Caral, an ancient city in Peru that flourished between 4,600 and 3,800 years ago, had significant implications for the development of later Andean civilizations. As one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas, Caral set important precedents in architecture, social organization, and cultural practices that influenced subsequent societies in the region. When Caral declined, likely due to environmental changes and resource depletion, it did not spell the end of cultural development in the Andes. Instead, the knowledge and innovations from Caral spread throughout the region, serving as a foundation for future civilizations. The architectural techniques used in Caral, such as the construction of large pyramids and sunken circular plazas, were adopted and refined by later cultures like the Moche and Chimu. The fall of Caral also led to a dispersal of its population, with people carrying their knowledge and skills to new areas. This spread of expertise contributed to the development of new centers of power and the eventual rise of more complex societies. The concepts of social stratification and specialized labor, which were evident in Caral, became more pronounced in subsequent Andean cultures. Moreover, the collapse of Caral highlighted the importance of sustainable resource management and adaptability to environmental changes. Later civilizations in the Andes, such as the Inca, developed sophisticated agricultural techniques and water management systems, possibly learning from the challenges that led to Caral's decline. Thus, the fall of Caral served as both a cautionary tale and a springboard for the remarkable civilizations that would later flourish in the Andean region. The ancient city of Caral in Peru offers valuable insights for our modern world. This remarkable civilization, which flourished over 4,000 years ago, ultimately faced a decline that holds important lessons for contemporary societies. One key takeaway from Caral is the critical importance of sustainable resource management. Archaeological evidence suggests that Caral's inhabitants initially thrived by carefully balancing their use of marine and agricultural resources. However, as the population grew and demands increased, this delicate equilibrium may have been disrupted. Modern societies can learn from this by prioritizing long-term sustainability over short-term gains, especially in the face of growing populations and limited resources. Climate change also played a significant role in Caral's decline. The civilization faced prolonged droughts and environmental shifts that severely impacted their agricultural productivity. This serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of human societies to environmental changes. Today, as we grapple with global climate change, the fate of Caral underscores the urgent need for adaptive strategies and proactive measures to mitigate the impacts of shifting climate patterns. Lastly, Caral's experience highlights the importance of social cohesion and effective governance. While the exact reasons for Caral's decline are still debated, some theories suggest that social unrest or a breakdown in leadership structures contributed to its downfall. This emphasizes the need for robust social institutions, equitable distribution of resources, and responsive governance systems that can adapt to changing circumstances and maintain societal stability in the face of challenges. Caral, the ancient city in Peru, played a pivotal role in shaping subsequent Andean civilizations. As one of the oldest urban centers in the Americas, Caral laid the groundwork for complex societies that would emerge centuries later. The architectural innovations of Caral had a lasting impact. Its stepped pyramids and sunken circular plazas became hallmarks of later Andean cultures, influencing building styles for thousands of years. These design elements can be seen in famous sites like Machu Picchu, built nearly 3 millennia after Caral's heyday. Caral's sophisticated social organization and economic systems set a precedent for future civilizations. The city's intricate trade networks, which stretched from the coast to the highlands, became a model for later Andean societies. This interconnectedness fostered cultural exchange and technological advancements that benefited subsequent cultures. The religious and ceremonial practices developed in Caral also left an enduring legacy. The emphasis on astronomical observations and the integration of spiritual beliefs into daily life became fundamental aspects of Andean cultures. These traditions, first cultivated in Caral, continued to shape the worldview of Andean peoples for generations to come. The ancient city of Caral, located in Peru, has left a lasting impact on modern Peruvian society, despite being separated by thousands of years. One of the most significant legacies of Caral culture is the emphasis on communal living and cooperation. This can be seen in contemporary Peruvian communities, particularly in rural areas where collective work efforts known as INI are still practiced. This system of reciprocal labor exchange echoes the cooperative spirit that allowed the people of Caral to build their impressive city. The architectural influence of Caral is also evident in modern Peru. The use of adobe bricks, a construction technique pioneered by the Caral civilization, remains popular in many parts of the country. This sustainable building method, adapted to local environmental conditions, demonstrates the enduring wisdom of ancient Peruvian engineering. Caral's advanced understanding of agriculture and irrigation has also shaped modern Peruvian farming practices. The terraced farming techniques and sophisticated water management systems developed by the Caral people are still used in parts of Peru today, showcasing the long-lasting impact of their agricultural innovations. Furthermore, the spiritual and ceremonial aspects of Caral culture continue to resonate in modern Peruvian society. The importance placed on ritual and communal gatherings in Caral finds parallels in contemporary Peruvian festivals and religious celebrations, where music, dance, and community participation play central roles. This cultural continuity demonstrates the deep-rooted connection between ancient Caral and the vibrant traditions of modern Peru. The discovery of Caral has revolutionized our understanding of early civilization in the Americas. Located in Peru, this ancient city dates back to approximately 4,600 years ago, making it one of the oldest known urban centers in the Western Hemisphere. This finding has forced archaeologists and historians to reconsider the timeline and complexity of societal development in the region. Caral challenges the long-held belief that civilization in the Americas began much later than in other parts of the world. Its sophisticated architecture, including pyramids, plazas, and residential areas, reveals a level of social organization and engineering prowess previously thought to have emerged centuries later. The city's layout suggests a well-planned urban design, indicating advanced knowledge of architecture and city planning. Perhaps most intriguingly, Caral appears to have been a peaceful society, with no evidence of warfare or defensive structures. This contradicts the common assumption that early civilizations were inherently violent and militaristic. Instead, Caral's economy seems to have been based on trade and agriculture, with a particular emphasis on cotton production. The discovery of Caral has also highlighted the importance of coastal and inland interactions in the development of complex societies. It demonstrates that significant cultural advancements were occurring in South America concurrently with the rise of civilizations in Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Indus Valley. This realization has led to a more nuanced and globally interconnected view of human cultural evolution, emphasizing the parallel development of societies across different continents. Archaeologists continue to unearth fascinating discoveries at Caral, the ancient city located in the Supe Valley of Peru. This remarkable site, dating back approximately 5,000 years, is considered one of the oldest urban centers in the Americas. Current research focuses on understanding the complex social structure and daily life of the Caral civilization. Excavations are revealing more about the city's impressive architecture, including its large pyramids, sunken circular plazas, and residential areas. Scientists are analyzing artifacts such as musical instruments, textiles, and food remains to gain insights into the cultural practices and diet of the ancient inhabitants. One intriguing area of study involves the geoglyphs found near Caral. These large-scale designs, etched into the desert landscape, pose questions about their purpose and creation methods. Researchers are employing advanced imaging techniques to map and interpret these enigmatic features. Additionally, ongoing work examines how the Caral civilization managed to thrive in a challenging environment. This includes investigating their sophisticated irrigation systems and agricultural practices, which allowed them to sustain a large population in an arid region. The findings at Caral continue to reshape our understanding of early urban development in the Americas. Caral, The ancient city in Peru is undergoing extensive preservation efforts to safeguard its archaeological treasures. Archaeologists and conservationists are working diligently to protect the site from environmental factors and human interference. They employ advanced techniques to stabilize the structures and prevent further erosion. One key aspect of preservation involves careful excavation and documentation. Experts meticulously record every detail of the site, creating a comprehensive digital archive for future study. This process ensures that even if physical structures deteriorate, their layout and significance are preserved for posterity. The Peruvian government has also implemented strict regulations to control tourism and limit access to sensitive areas. Visitors must follow designated paths and are not allowed to touch or climb on the ancient structures. These measures help minimize wear and tear on the delicate ruins while still allowing people to experience this remarkable piece of history. Additionally, education programs have been established to raise awareness about the importance of Caral. By involving local communities and schools, conservationists hope to foster a sense of stewardship and ensure long-term protection for this invaluable archaeological site. Archaeologists and historians have been working diligently to raise awareness about Caral, the ancient city in Peru that predates the Inca civilization by thousands of years. The Peruvian government has established the Caral Archaeological Zone, which is open to visitors and includes guided tours that explain the significance of this remarkable site. These tours highlight the advanced urban planning, astronomical knowledge, and sophisticated social structure of the Caral civilization. Educational programs have been developed for schools across Peru, introducing students to the importance of Caral in understanding early human societies. Museums in Lima and other major cities now feature exhibits dedicated to Caral, showcasing artifacts and providing context for its historical significance. International collaborations with universities and research institutions have also helped spread knowledge about Caral beyond Peru's borders. Documentaries and television programs have been produced to reach wider audiences, detailing the discoveries made at Caral and explaining how they challenge previous assumptions about the development of civilization in the Americas. Social media campaigns and online resources have been created to engage younger generations and provide easily accessible information about this ancient wonder. Despite these efforts, many people around the world remain unaware of Caral's existence and importance. Continued research, preservation, and educational outreach are crucial to ensure that this remarkable testament to human ingenuity receives the recognition it deserves in our understanding of world history. Caral, the ancient city in Peru, continues to reshape our understanding of early human civilization. This remarkable site, dating back over 5,000 years, predates the Inca Empire by millennia and stands as one of the oldest known urban centers in the Americas. Further study of Caral could provide crucial insights into the development of complex societies. Unlike many other early civilizations, Caral appears to have flourished without relying on warfare, challenging our assumptions about the role of conflict in societal advancement. Archaeologists are particularly intrigued by the sophisticated urban planning and monumental architecture found at the site, which suggest a level of social organization previously thought impossible for that era. The discovery of musical instruments and evidence of trade networks at Caral hints at a rich cultural life and far-reaching connections. Ongoing research might reveal more about these early forms of cultural exchange and how they influenced the spread of ideas and technologies across ancient America. Additionally, new excavations could uncover clues about the agricultural practices and environmental adaptations that allowed this desert civilization to thrive. Perhaps most importantly, further study of Caral has the potential to overturn the traditional narrative of civilization originating in the Old World and slowly spreading to the Americas. As we uncover more about this ancient city, we may need to reevaluate our entire timeline of human progress, recognizing that complex societies arose independently in various parts of the world much earlier than we once believed.